Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of the Prismatic Dragonfly Tavern. I love how I've had the deadpan intros for like 6 episodes now, just because I either get you guys before or after the intro, and I make everybody else laugh.
Slightly too loud.
Wait. Oh dear God.
Forgot about that.
We're gonna deafen people that are watching. But hi, welcome to another episode. Hope you're having a great weekend and a great Sunday out there. We are going to go ahead and jump into what's probably going to be a very action-packed episode tonight, because our players are doing what every D&D party does at some point. No, they're not fighting the gods yet, but they're trying to assassinate local government.
Fuck the police.
Yeah, not really the police. But you know, D&D players will be D&D players, and that includes things like fighting gods and trying to assassinate locals. So, join us for this crazy adventure, and we're going to go ahead and get started right now. All right, so picking up exactly where we left off last time. So everybody had mostly gotten into the giant ball that the Haven Snouts are throwing in the city of Vinzor. This ball has representatives from pretty much every country, military power, and a lot of the cities here in the larger world of Akora. And this ball is a yearly event the Haven Snouts throw on to try and garner everything from donations to swaying some of these powers over to their side of the belief that adventurers should be manufactured these days in academies. And by doing this, there's a lot of ways that you can reduce risk with random adventuring parties. And they have an entire spiel that you'll probably hear some of tonight. But it's really just the fact that they prefer everything to be humans, if they possibly can have just humans in their academies. And over the years, they have gained a little bit of support in some communities. But for now, they're still an outlier. But tonight is yet another one of their balls where they hope to sway some powers to their sides. And little do they know that in the audience of this ball are would-be assassins. In a nearby tower sits Half-Pint Blue Flame as she takes aim with her arcane rifle, preparing to hopefully assassinate the leaders and some of the children. They're older, it's okay.
They're adult children.
They're adult children. It's all cool now.
Fine.
Of the royal family of the Haven Snouts, royal family. The rest of the party is situated in the courtyard below, where there was just a surprising a surprising discovery made of an interesting individual that happens to be in attendance at this with some pink skin and kind of white hair and scars on her face, and she was looking over the side, and some of you happened to catch her. And then Vander mysteriously vanished a little bit ago with friend ? An individual that they met during a bar brawl by the name of Skalea, and he is absent so far for the start of this plan. Slightly concerning. But yeah, so that's where we are going to start tonight. And we're going to pick up exactly where we left off, which is with someone having a very shocking reaction. Because I just love how that was the perfect note to end on. I mean, it's the perfect note to start on. So you just saw a very specific individual, or at least you think you saw a very specific individual with pink skin, kind of white.
I didn't see him.
I thought
Cass told them.
Cass told
Oh, Cass told you. Okay, sorry.
Sonia and I looked up
Okay.
in the crowd and we're like, oh shit.
Well, we'll still go with your reaction.
It was a strong reaction.
I just mean specifically that that's worse. Okay. So this is fine. We're gonna we just have to work with it. I'll double down. Vander's not here. Okay.
Deep breath.
Okay. How's this shit doing here?
I don't know, but I think this just lends credence to the fact that the Haven Snouts are evil if they are in cahoots with her.
It's certainly not a good omen.
Maybe the whole plot was actually their fault and we are taking justice for the world.
That is a bit of a leap, but it is not good that she's here.
Does it help Gaspard? Sophia. That's who you are today.
Sonia.
Sonia. I'm doing great with names today, thank you.
Stefania.
Anastasia.
So you see the deep breaths and everything like that, and finally just like one big deep breath and
All right. I am Sonia Harriet Albrecht. I am hailing from a minor academy in Kor. to secure some aid from some soldiers to help us procure some artifacts that have been scattered across our country, kingdom. Vendor or no vendor, we've got this, right?
Yeah.
We'll do what we can.
Exactly. So we've just got to find Haven Snout, and we'll be fine.
So I think we just need to mingle.
Exactly. Yeah.
We have a little time before the speech, so let's see what we can find out.
Would it be better for you to approach people, or should I?
I think maybe us right now.
Okay, so you work for me? Is that what we're doing? Are we like colleagues? Are we separate?
I'm just gonna link my arm with yours. We are best friends.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
Somewhere Half Pint cries.
You can't cry, that imposes disadvantage.
Little do you know that shot's not going at the Haven Snouts. Oh no.
I gave her inspiration.
But let's take a turn about the room, madam.
All right. So the two of you are taking a turn about the room.
Looking for anyone who looks vaguely like a Haven Snout.
I will meet the two of you on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Circle meet
So we're
middle.
splitting up, going around. Cool. All right. So meanwhile, when you guys had branched one way to come up here to the courtyard where the ball is taking place, Fesfi and Half Pint broke off in the opposite direction, and the direction in this case was up, as they're trying to get to one of the nearby towers that is supposed to be the best vantage point to attempt this 1 in a million shot at taking the Haven Snout leadership out. So at first, Fesfi leads you up this tight kind of staircase, and you make it up about 2 floors. And then you pop into a very elegant set of hallways that are lined with red silks for the curtains, the floors, and it looks like they probably spent most of their money on this floor, and it's probably living quarters as far as you can tell. And she is not making a sound for the most part, despite being in a decent amount of armor, and she continually gestures to you when to follow, when to stop, even though you haven't seen anybody else. And you make it through almost all of this floor, and you can see a stairwell in the distance that she's leading you to. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me really quick. Canoodle diversion.
8 total.
8 total?
Yeah.
All right. Say what? It is a thing, canoodle diversion. As you draw closer to it, she suddenly makes a fist and kind of gestures at the wall and slaps up against it. And after she points down the hallway, you can hear a set of armored footsteps headed your way. And she hisses under her breath, "There shouldn't be a patrol here, so we might have to duck into a room or try and run back."
Do you think I could just tell them I want my plant back and make a scene and then conk them?
I mean, you could try if you really wanted, but if they don't believe you, I don't know if we can kill them fast enough. Are you confident you can make this will work?
Oh yes, absolutely confident. Yeah.
I'm not so confident, especially with me here. You're going to be on your own for this. I'm going to have to hide.
Okay.
But if it goes south, I'll save you.
Okay.
Or try to, at least. And she just pushes on the nearby door and slips inside what is obviously a bedroom once you see inside it. But she pushes the door closed, and you're alone in the hallway for about 10 seconds before 2 guards come around the corner. They're wearing what you now associate with the Haven Snouts as kind of the standard outfit, with the tabard bearing their gaudy orange symbol. But they have... all of the pieces are polished, and it looks like their pauldrons and some other other pieces are a little more decorative, so they're obviously dressed up for the event. And they're in the middle of a conversation. Each of them has their helmet tucked under their arm and their hand on their longsword. And they actually take a few moments to even see you as they're walking down the hallway. And they both look up and tilt their heads at you inquisitively. And one goes, "Are you lost, ma'am?"
No, I was told to go up there for my potted plant.
You're what? These are the private quarters.
Yes. So early. Okay, hi, I'm Half Pint.
Greetings.
Nice to meet you. I'm here to talk to your people about I don't know, about guns basically. So anyway, to prove that I was who I said I was, I set my piranha plan up with them because I'm sure you've heard how good my family is at tinkering.
Piranha plant. Gun. Ma'am, are you drunk? We understand if you've been into a little bit too much, even
I
this
take
early in the
out the
party.
other construct that I have that's like or not my the
cannon?
the cannon that's under my trade, and I'm like, look, I make these. I made one that looked like a piranha plant. I sent it here as a gesture of good faith, and they told me it's upstairs. I've come to fetch it.
As you pull the cannon out from under the train, both of them drop their helmets and they don't actually pull their swords out, but they like get ready and they're like, "What are you doing?"
This is mine. I made it.
It looks like a weapon.
It's not no.
It's a
just
cannon.
It's just carrying my train. Oh, I see how you could see that. No, see,
Gaslighting them.
specifically constructed to haul my train, but the problem is that I'm used to building weapons, so everything just kind of looks like that.
Make a persuasion check.
Well, we're all gonna fucking die.
Yeah, we should just pretend not to know.
We didn't even discover you. You were just like, hi.
I love it. That's a good number.
That's a 7 total.
That's a really good number.
We're gonna need you to put that down and come with us. We have some questions just to make sure.
Oh, you're
everybody's
gonna
safe.
take me to my plant.
Sure, your plant.
Yes, perfect.
So they each reach down and grab their helmets. They each
Are they
reach
looking
down.
at me?
Say what?
Are they looking at me?
Not when they grab their helmets. I mean, after you just kind of react like that, they both kind of give each other like a knowing, like, oh, she is drunk or stupid look, and they look down and grab their helmets. So for the moment, they're not looking at you for
Okay,
like a
I'd
brief
like
second.
to fashion a lasso out of my train. I can't believe I'm saying this. This was not the intent of the train.
No, it totally was.
I
Absolutely.
wish to fashion a lasso out of your train.
My train.
Okay,
Now they're not looking at me.
okay.
And then, well, it depends how long are they not looking at me.
I mean, it's only barely 2 seconds because they,
Okay.
they bend down, scoop their helmets up and stand back up. So
So I'll
maybe
just-
2 seconds, 2,
I'll
3 seconds.
turn it into a lasso. I'll put it around my arm like, oh, I'm carrying it myself. And now I'll grab my little cannon and pick him up.
Okay.
And as soon as they turn around, because I assume they're going to lead me, I want to throw the lasso around the two of them and try to like suck
So
them
they're-
together.
So you're able to do all of that, but they do not turn around. They stand up and look at
Perfect.
you and they start walking towards you to escort you.
Perfect, even better. Okay, so as they're walking towards me, I am lassoing them.
Okay. So because making a lasso from a dress train is an incredibly difficult task and you pretty much are just wadding it up and throwing at them, maybe with some twisting, it's going to be very difficult. So you're probably going to have to roll with disadvantage on that.
Okay.
And I would say that it's going to be a dexterity check to
Oh,
get
good, I'm very
any of that done.
dexterous. 15 is my low.
15?
15 is my low.
That's not bad for disadvantage.
What, did you lose a crit there?
No, I had a 17. Oh,
I
plus
think
3.
at this point, Sonia puts their hand on your arm that's locked and says, I'm so glad that you came with me instead of going with half pipe.
Yeah. I mean, she's so well taken care of right now. Nothing could go wrong. And I felt you needed the support. Also, I'm going to need you to, like, send me Sonia's title again so I can properly introduce you if needed.
So you throw the makeshift train from your very long dress that you've kind of wadded up, twisted, and then tucked in your arm. You throw it at these two unexpecting guards who think that you are just some drunk party goer that got drunk instantaneously upon arrival, pretty much, or you've been here pre-gaming somehow. One of them gives you the most incredulous expression and takes one half step to the side, and it completely misses him. The other one somehow gets smacked dead in the face with it and immediately starts to panic and throw himself about, and he gets caught up in the train and goes, "Oh my God!" and he like falls down. And he is having a bit of a panic attack as he gets tangled up in this express train that was thrown at him.
Pester's just peeking and calling, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, the other guy is incredulous / getting increasingly annoyed. So he draws his longsword and closes the last couple feet to you and points the tip of it right at your throat and goes, "What are you trying to do here?" And then in the background, you're just like,
Okay, I've composed myself. Okay,
But it's half pint.
I was told I needed to pick up my construct and take it with me while you asked me questions. I was moving my train out of the way.
"Oh dear." So, as you say that, and he's standing there with the sword, the door flies open and smacks into him with full force with Vespi on the other side. And he drops to the ground, just like stunned. He actually just drops to one knee. But Fesfi immediately finishes him with a roundhouse kick and knocks his ass out, and then walks over to the other one who is just now starting to get out from under the train and is like gasping. And apparently, you know, this is some kind of a trigger for him for some reason. Maybe this happened before at some point in his life or something. There's a story there. But she just walks over and pretty much curb stomps his face and knocks him out at least, and just stands there and goes,
I told you I had a good feeling.
"You attacked them with your dress."
Yeah, it worked. They think I'm stupid, which is great. It works for me.
I mean, they are knocked out and we are not captured, so I guess I can't argue too much.
Now, where do we hide these bodies?
I mean, I could just kill them. It would be easier.
I have no qualms with this. They work for the bad guys.
That they do.
You can curb stomp this guy to death. That's fine.
I prefer not to muddy my boots.
Mm.
We can probably hide them in one of the bedrooms, considering this whole affair is not going to take too horribly long, and considering that one's nose is broken and the other one has a concussion, if at the least, they should be out for a little while. If you can help me drag them. And she pushes your train off, the one that she just curb stomps, and grabs him by the neck and starts dragging him into the bedroom, and then leaves the other one to you if you can do it.
Yeah, I'll just drag him in there.
Okay.
Because he weighs more than 5 pounds, so I can't catapult.
You can. If you could catapult, you just snap your fingers and BAM! No.
You've already made so much noise.
Yeah. No, you're able to drag him without much issue, and the room that Fesfi happened to burst out of, and the one that kind of you ended up having to use due to your position in the hallway, looks like a guest room. It is very opulent inside, though. It actually kind of reminds you of your mother's room almost back at home, just because of the plush linings and all the furniture in there, the fact that there are gems embedded in surfaces that gems do not need to be embedded in, such as every frame in the room. And you quickly pick up that it's not as nice as Mummy's because the gems have that kind of fake sparkle to them, and they don't have that bright, real gem sparkle.
Synthetic lab.
Synthetic,
yeah,
synthetic
manufacturer.
gems. But she just drags them unceremoniously and like throws hers by the side of the bed and then helps you do the same, and then brushes herself off and kind of looks them both over to make sure that they didn't have anything that she might need
Should we
for...
tie him up?
I do not think so. They are going to be out for some time.
Okay.
If you have rope, I do not have rope on me either.
I have lots of rope.
In that dress?
I'm gonna start digging around. There's no rope on me. Okay, what about my train?
If it is attached to your dress.
I took out the pocket or like the dagger I have, and I just.
Ties him up with your trains? Yes.
It looks better anyway, and I can
mean,
move better.
it does. It is a marked improvement on that
Yeah.
horrific thing. I will help him. And she helps kind of cut the train up further, and you can tie them both up with the remnants of the train. So
Cool.
you make quick work of that. And within about less than 10 minutes, you're able to leave these two guards bound, tied, and gagged with the train from your, what colors was it again?
Blue and red.
Your blue and red, very poofy, over the top dress.
Yes, like 80s, like off the shoulder. Yeah.
Yep. And
Big
due
poof
to the
sleeves.
poofy nature and everything of it too, you only like tied their hands, gagged them, and like put one around their chest. But like if somebody was to walk in the room, it looks like they pretty much have a dress on at this point, like with that much fabric, or they're obscured by the fabric. But yeah, you and Fesfi finish that up quickly, and she leads you back into the hallway and just kind of closes the door with a sigh, and then leads you to the stairwell and then up from there. And from that stairwell, it's a short trip up 3 more floors and then down another hallway, at least halfway down another hallway, to the tower that was pointed out earlier. And when you get to the tower, there's a wooden door to it that is unlocked and easily opens. And on the inside, it's coated with dust and there's nothing in here and doesn't look like anybody's been in here for years. And the first thing beyond that you notice when you walk in is the floor creaks uncomfortably and has a sound somewhat like paper. It's obviously not, but it seems like the keep is not built as well as most people might think. It doesn't really surprise you at this point after seeing the shoddiness of the town. But Fesfi doesn't seem fazed by it and walks over to one of the stone slits in the wall and points at one, and through it you can see clearly the stage area that is jutting out from the second floor room of the main tower that the presentation / speeches are probably going to be made from. This is the best shot that I can think of in the entire keep, and it's still going to be a miracle if you can make it, considering it's over 200 meters away. But this is what you have to work with.
Okay. Yeah, this is reasonable.
Is there anything we can do to make it easier on you?
I mean, the clearer the shot I can get to at whoever I'm supposed to be shooting, that's probably the most help you can give me.
We are much higher than they are. You will have a completely unimpeded, clear shot to them. It's only the distance that is the problem, and the unknown interactions your round might have on the defenses that they have with them. So I was thinking more of something to prop your gun on, but I suppose you.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
I assumed you just rested in the stone slit, though, or how do you want to take the shot? This isn't really my thing.
How big is the stone slit?
It's a standard one that you find on a castle that like bows are meant to be shot out of. So
Yeah.
it's like half a foot, probably about a foot wide, and then like 2 feet tall, kind of thing. If that, it's a rectangle, and it's
Funny
not
you say
that big.
bows.
So you can easily like just set the entire gun in it, out of it, any like configuration that you want. So
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, nope, that should be good. Do you have like any, I don't know, like you seem like a sneaky lady. Do you have like a telescope of some sort? Or like, the things captains have, are those also telescopes? Binoculars?
There are a few different types. I have a compact one on me, yes.
Could I borrow it?
I don't know how. Yeah, of course. And she reaches into her armor and pulls one out, and it's a small one, but it's only like that big. But it is a compact one, and she hands it to you. And looking through it, you see it has some interesting etchings on the glass that makes up the end cap, and it looks like it's probably was used as some kind of a rangefinder for artillery or something else at one point, because it's really beat up, but it works. So you have one.
Okay, I'm gonna cut another strip off my dress, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to mount that to the top of the gun as best I can to use as a focus.
Yeah, no, yeah, okay, yeah, you can totally do that.
Adding scope.
Half pint,
Adding scope.
half pint, remind me, because artificers in D&D 5e are weird. You don't have a tinker stat. Is the primary stat that you use for artificers?
Dex, I think. Let me double check.
Yeah, because it's not, if they just had a tinker stat, it would be so much easier, and I forget what one they actually use in this case, because it'll be a tinker roll to see how effective it is to mount it on there. And while that's happening, downstairs, both of your groups, even though you're a group of one, I guess had to count, so 2 groups of 2. You're going in different directions around the massive courtyard with the opulent gold dragon fountain in the middle of it, and you're just looking for anybody that looks like they might be part of the Havensnout clan, one way or another. So, Sani, make a perception check, and then independently, Gaspard and Cass make a perception check too. Surprised with yourself. It's a 2.
Yeah, does a 20 on that?
Nice.
19.
19. Oh,
10.
10. Okay. So Sonny, walking around, no immediate person sticks out to you that might be a Haven Snout. For you, it is still, even though it feels like probably for Sonny, every couple days this metric keeps going up, but it's today's metric of the most diverse population that she's probably ever seen in her life. And everyone here is truly done up to the nines for this event. Many people are done up in a way in which Sonny and most people would classify as gaudy, but there are a lot of people here that seem like they are from, some different empire or some different part of the world, and they're wearing what could be considered very elegant dress. A lot of individuals in one party huddled near the fountain that look like they are most likely a mix of elves and drow. They're wearing half clothing, half armor. So it's a very elegant kind of suits that have armor pieces attached to them. And it would look complete if they had weapons, but they do not have weapons at the moment. But they're kind of huddled over there and talking and drinking and eating near the fountain. But other than that, you don't see anything so far as you go around.
Okay.
Anything else that you want to do while you're wandering?
I imagine at some point she notices I imagine this is the kind of thing where people have already started drinking a little bit.
People are still kind of streaming into the event and probably will be for a few more minutes, but the food and drink was set up in advance, and servers have been going around offering bottles of wine and refills. So yeah, people have been starting to drink and stuff.
I think she grabbed the drink because I probably look less like I don't belong here with one.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you can easily just snag one of the kind of pale pewter grace glasses from a server that goes nearby, and it's filled with some nondescript alcohol. So, all right.
And just kind of walk around and keep making my way towards the far side and taking it in.
Okay. With our current dynamic duo, so far you haven't seen anyone that looks like a Haven Snout. And the criteria I'm kind of using for that is anybody that matches a description of a Haven Snout that you've heard before, anybody that is wearing any of their emblems, or anybody that kind of looks like the ones that you have seen so far. So nobody matches that description yet, but you both catch the lady in the balcony above looking down again. She's not looking at you. She has her elbows on the edge and her chin sitting on her hands, and she's just slowly surveying back and forth like she's pointedly looking for something. And you both see her whisper a repeated phrase as far as you can tell, because her lips look like they're moving in the same sort of silent pattern. So she could just be talking to herself, but it's what you notice.
By chance, do we fall into her line of sight at any particular moment?
I mean, she being on this second level that goes all the way around, she can see the entire courtyard. So if she knew where you were and you knew each other, yeah, she could find you without too much trouble. But she's not looking for you right now, as far as you know. She doesn't know who you are.
Right. I was more wondering, if I gestured towards her, would it catch her eye?
It'd be a small chance kind of thing. Yeah, because she's watching a massive crowd, so.
Well, we haven't found anyone to beat over the head. This is very inconvenient.
If I wanted to cast comprehend languages to figure out what she's mouthing, is that possible?
It is possible for you to cast comprehend languages, because I don't think anybody is going to care or notice that you're going to do that.
A very human thing to do.
Well, yes. But
Why
you're
learn languages when I have magic to do it for me?
you're in a crowd. It does have verbal, somatic, and material components, but you can make it, subtle kind of thing. But comprehend languages is any spoken language that you can hear or looking at written text. So you can't hear her is the problem. But if you could hear her, that would totally be a valid thing that you could do.
Do you think we could get within range where you could send her a message?
I'm not sending her a bloody message. She sent us a message, all right? The message was, don't bloody be a hero. And now here we are, being bloody heroes.
I mean, by some definitions, we're not. We're criminals in the making.
That just proves the fucking point then, doesn't it? Look, what we're trying to do is we're trying to make a scene
Right.
where we're not the exact no, I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Well, we need to make a scene,
Yes.
not involving her.
Uh-huh.
Do we make the scene right now, or are we supposed to wait until like the people come out?
We have a few minutes.
Okay.
I'd like to find the Haven Snouts so we can make sure that they all think that the Haven Snouts are starting some weird, freaky shit.
Yep.
Because if it's just one person that does something, then they're probably gonna, just deal with that one person.
Okay. Here's an idea. You have your cloak, right? That changes into anything new?
No, Vander has that cloak.
Vander. Oh, okay.
That boy.
I forgot.
He's only wearing that cloak right now.
Do we see a lone guard?
Okay, please define lone guard to me, because it's a massive ball. So there's lots of guards all over the place. No one's going to be... There are guards that are standing by themselves, but they are near a ton of guests. Are you looking for something like that or something else?
Yeah, a guard who's not with another guard.
Yes, there's plenty of those because they're kind of either stationed every so often or they're walking around. So you can take your pick pretty much of guards, but they're just not in like a isolated area, and there are guests around them or plenty of people within line of sight or earshot.
I have an alternative idea. We take one of the guards, we get them alone, I beat them over the head, you take their uniform, and it's a member of the household guard that is causing the problem. Not quite the Haven Snouts themselves.
As a last resort, I like it. But if I'm a guard and none of the other guards know what I'm doing, they're gonna kill me, not the guests. Not that we want to kill. I mean, want it, But like as a last resort, I think that it might start confusion. If I throw a Molotov cocktail or something, that might work.
Yeah. Well, if only we could find Vander. Because what we could also do is once they show up, you just have to look like a generic cousin, like 4 times removed on the mother side or something.
Right.
Where everyone's going to be like, I don't know, it was one of them, but like they don't know, it just creates enough hesitation. And like you're dressed fancy enough, you could be a Haven Snout in context.
Sure. I mean, my goal was to seduce somebody, get them into a room, take their outfits, and then make it look a little bit more plausible. But judging from the current scenery and such, there's a few variables I didn't exactly consider. So, let's ask questions. There's people here who know things that we don't, and worst case, we can always, the guards and stuff.
Yeah. Or pose as a member of the Archie clan. I'd really fuck them up.
Well, there's the
Furbolgs.
The Furbolgs. That's actually a bloody good point. They shouldn't be here. Do we see them?
Make a perception check.
That's a 16.
Oh, yes, you do.
I do.
You do. No, you see them in the distance. You see 2 of them. You don't remember which particular ones they were. Well, no, you would in this case, considering that you were with Half Pint when she flirted with the one that was at the bar. So it's the other 2. And you see them done up in very stuffy looking suits, and it looks to you like the items of clothing that they're wearing are meant for elves, and they have co-opted these items. So they fit in them awkwardly, and they're standing over near like kind of the bottom of the area that you wouldn't be able to see the stage from where they are. Like they're right underneath it, and they're at a table getting some drinks and conversing with each other in the middle of like the people that are waiting for drinks and everything.
Okay, so bear with me before we react to anything that I'm about to say.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 Furbolgs.
Mm-hmm.
not the one that I told to piss off and get out of town. So technically he's still followed my directive as far as I'm certain. If we were gonna pick for information, perhaps two complete fucking jokes might be the best people to talk to.
I could see that.
Civilly.
Very civilly.
Do you want to initiate us, or should I?
Maybe you start.
Okay.
I'm
I
just
haven't
gonna
met
check
me,
that my
luckily.
ears are tucked up in a way.
You checked before you came in, and thankfully, yes, they have not been jostled or popped out as of yet. But you are also in a crowd that has a ton of diversity in it because these are all the diplomats and everybody else. So there's Furblogs, elves, drow, everything. But yours have not been revealed, no.
Yes, but we were about to go talk to some cultural appropriating racists.
Yes, you are about to go talk to some cultural appropriating racists, just not the ones that you're here to kill. So your ears are tucked away.
So I suppose the approach will be the fact that they're just your traditional capitalists trying to profit off of, some sort of natural reserve of arcane magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're just so impressed by it.
Exactly. It's just, no, absolutely.
Mhm.
All right, let's make our way over there.
Okay,
Oh
so
boy.
you make your way towards the two Furblogs that are over at one of the drink tables. Sane, you see them. So you see them beelining in that direction, and you also see the Furblogs as you're walking kind of your route. And my tone doesn't mean to indicate that they're doing anything wrong or anything like that, even though it sounded like that. But it is something that you would see because you're keeping an eye on them. So it's up to you if you want to do anything with it.
What are they going? That. I think Sonic quickly comes to realize she's like, it's gonna be even stranger if I suddenly walk over there too. So I think she just kind of sips a little bit of her drink and just keeps going the direction she was going. It was kind of like, what are you two doing?
So you're just keeping an eye on them then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's kind of what I expected, so just wanted to double check. All right. So, meanwhile, in an undisclosed location. All right. Plan's kind of rough, but you understand the different ways that we can possibly help, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I have two of these. One is mine, and the other one is just a backup that I've never used before. So here, and Scalea hands you a dark leather bag. It's dark brown, bits of black, like kind of oil smeared on it. It has bright white threading and a little like raven skull that is silver, kind of dangling off it. And it looks very old, very used, and it has that kind of weird quality to it when you lift it up where it doesn't ever really have the same weight when you move it around. And you probably have not held one before, but you can kind of figure it out that it's kind of similar to what a bag of holding probably is. So she hands you one of these, and she has one herself. So this is my take on a bag of tricks. Have you heard of one before?
Yes. Roughly.
What did you know? What do you expect it to do?
I reach my hand in, I take something out, and it's a random thing.
Pretty much, yes. This one was designed to be a little more useful. The classic one that you can find, in my opinion, isn't as handy as most people think, because if you're trying to make a quick getaway and you make a... God, what was that happened at one time? Some kind of a giant tiger thing. Yeah, it's not as useful as people think. Or you needed to kill someone, and it's a rat. So not really useful for the most part, but that is a custom version of it. So I think if we each have one of those, and if we just kind of keep our eyes out and keep the path open, hopefully we can be helpful and fulfill what we both want.
Okay. What's in this one then?
It's a different mix. I wish I could give you a detailed answer, but I'm not the one that spelled it. I'm the one that came up with the idea for something that, instead of generating random sorts of creatures that are summoned from celestial or different planes, it summons useful items such as dust of disappearance or a potion of healing or caltrops,
Okay.
sort of thing. So I told the mage and the crafter that made that my idea for it, they ran with it and they made it. But it's still it's a magical thing like that, and it's random what you pull out of it. But that's
Exciting.
one that I actually used many, many years ago. And I've kept it on me because even when you're working on the right side of the law, it's still nice to have an ace up your sleeve like that. So maybe it'll give us what we need to help. Do you wear armor or anything? I didn't even ask before we came. Okay, so just standard kind of monk?
Yeah.
All right. And what about your arms? They don't need any sorts of protections or enchantments or anything?
Well, they're magic, so
I figured, but just sometimes I've been with people that have rituals they need to prepare for that sort of stuff.
no.
All right, well, I'm going to keep the dress because it looks innocent, and if I need armor, I can procure armor very quickly. So I think we're just going to hang in the shadows and watch for a bit.
Okay. If you want, he'll take off the cloak and put it on her.
What's Vander wearing under the
I
cloak?
told you my dad gave me that. You. Oh, I'm so sleeping with your mom now.
Assuming she's alive.
How does that become the party's main method of retribution on each other?
Hate screwing someone's
Yeah,
parent.
no, this party
Consensually.
this party does not have healthy dynamics. not so far, at least. She gladly accepts and smiles as you offer it to her. Did you offer it, or were you putting it on her?
Both.
Okay, yeah, she lets you put the cloak on. Remind me, what cloak is this again?
It's
The actual item name.
like Cloak of Many Fashions, I believe it is. It's
Oh,
the one
it's
that
that
just
one.
like
Okay.
changes the
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, so yeah, you can slip the cloak on her, and she smiles and actually looks a little bit relieved and goes, I should have changed out of this a little while ago, but my armor's on me. It's spelled, and dispelling. She'd say dispelling. Dispelling the spell is slightly violent, and I didn't want to do it unless I actually got into combat. But it's part of what helped me kick the furbog's ass, though, because I was kicking them in the face with plate mail feet.
Oh, I see.
I know, right? And she actually stomps one of her bare heels, and you hear tink, tink, tink on the floor.
That's so cool.
And she just goes. So if I need to take it off, I will, but I'd prefer to stay like this because it makes me look less threatening and also less like a target. So watch with me, I guess. Sure. See what happens. So she steps over to one of the nearby kind of darkened windows that's open just a crack, and kind of gestures you over. Remind me, I'm so bad with these, everything tonight with stats, apparently. How tall is Vander?
If with the regular scroll of disguise, he is.
Oh, because you still have
shorter.
that on even in this scenario where you're at and everything right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he's at least 7 feet.
At least 7 feet. Okay. How tall is he normally? Is that
9
what I
feet.
was... Say what?
9 feet.
Dear Lord, furbogs. Nope, I was thinking of a different character. So,
He's a large boy.
yes, very very large boy. But she kind of pulls the cloak around herself and slides up next to the window so she can have a good view of it. And she glances up at you and pushes the window open just a bit more so you have a better view of it. And then she leans against you and kind of settles in to watch the show.
He will tentatively put his arm around her after a moment.
Oh. All right. So then they are going to stay there for the time being. All right. What was that? The result of that?
So
investigation?
Artificer spells are cast with int.
With int. Okay, then yeah, just make a general int check to lash the makeshift sights onto your gun.
Come on.
You vaguely remember telling Brombeard at some point that he should have put sights on these? Was it a 1?
It was a 1.
It was a 1.
But I
Okay.
have a +3 intelligence, so it's a 4.
Okay. So yeah, you you lash it to it. I mean, it's going to get lashed no matter what. So you just wrap the bit of cloth around it a few times and get it as lined up as possible, and do a couple checks. And you think you have it aimed pretty well, and it's attached.
I hate this.
At least it didn't fall to the ground clattering, giving your location away.
That's, I don't know what's going to happen, and it's really my own fault.
I'm
So
hearing it's Chromebeard's fault.
I'm going to go ahead and place myself at the window and just start looking with my scope.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So because you're using the scope, and for now, roll perception with advantage, because you're just kind of getting the lay of the land.
18.
18?
Yes.
All right. So it takes a moment. You have to kind of jostle the gun around, and it's weird getting into the right position for it. But eventually you find it, and you are able to look down at the area that they're going to be presenting from, and you see that there's 5 chairs that are there. The entire area has been lavishly decorated. They're going to be at. There's a big oak door, center stage, where they're probably going to come out of. And after kind of looking over the area, not seeing any movement or anything, you can kind of look at the nearby areas, and you're going to see with that roll. I think the main thing of note that you're going to see beyond the variety of people in the crowd is as Cass and her companion walk up to the furbogs, you're watching them through the scope.
Okay, that's odd. I guess I will kind of. Is there what is the line of sight here on those 5 chairs? Is there any way for me to get at an angle to get a couple people?
You're pointed dead on.
Okay.
So the middle chair, the way that they position
So it'd be
you
like
for
this to me.
Yeah, just straight down, boom, is the middle chair kind of thing.
Perfect.
So,
Okay.
you typically the conversations that it had so far, they were kind of going off the explosion factor that you had mentioned of being the killer if it can get through the shield. But yeah, you're dead on.
Okay. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna look at Festy.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm aiming for these chairs. Do we know who sits in the middle? Do you know the order of the seating?
They could change it last minute, but it should be what it always is. The middle would be Drummond, and next to him his wife Davir, and then
Those are the big bads, yeah?
the big bads.
The really bad ones that are currently in power that we definitely want to take out.
I mean, depending on your view of how families, yes, they're the big bads.
Okay, perfect. The big bad. So I'm going to center, so she said to his right, so I'm going to try to center my gun so the shot is aimed towards the center chair, but if
Skewing
I have
towards
to
the
leave,
right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
The children should all, she doesn't know what you're doing, so she continues. The children, they sit wherever they want, but Krumindi, Drogafor, and Sovis will most likely be there. Giovanni will be there as well, though he typically stands to the back or off to one side, and he knows what is coming, so I would not worry too much about him. There will also be the 4 arcane construct guards that they always have with him. They stand to the sides as well, and
We manufacture those. This should be fine.
I hope. And as far as we know, the platform is spelled in some way to prevent assassination.
Okay. All right. I guess. All right. Yeah. So I'm aiming here. I think I know where everybody is in the room roughly. I think we're okay. I think I'm all set up. But I do. So I don't. Do you know when they're gonna come out?
It should be any minute now. Most of the guests have arrived, and she's kind of she's off to your left looking out one of the other slits, arms crossed, kind of leaning against the wall, looking down as she's been talking to you. I have not seen a new person for about 20 seconds, so I'm assuming that the most of the individuals are here, so they don't like to leave people to talk too long without listening to them. So in a moment now, we should probably hear trumpets, which will signal them coming out, and then Jormin will give an address, most likely from the platform once they are settled. So I'd say minutes, if that.
Okay, perfect. I'll just set myself up. I'll make sure that my Eldritch Cannon is within like 5 feet of me and Fespi if possible.
Okay.
Because it's a protector cannon.
Oh, in case somebody like came in or something like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And it just grants 1d8 3 temporary hit points within 10 feet of the turret.
Okay.
So should I do that now or?
You might as well, yeah. Because it'll apply to her too, right?
Yes. Where the heck is an 8? No,
That's a D10.
that's a 10.
See?
See?
There isn't one in that pile. That'd be funny.
Thank you. That is a 6 plus 3, so 9.
9 extra hit points for you both?
Yes.
9, 10 hit points? Awesome. All right. So as you kind of like nod and get into position and the cannon sets up, she continues. So there is one part we haven't talked about, and that's getting you out afterwards. I'm assuming that it's going to be one shot, right? You're not taking multiple.
No, I only want to take one shot, and then I think I can't be invisible. So what I'll do is
What do you mean you cannot be invisible?
I'm just gonna change myself to look like someone from the party.
Oh, I thought you were saying the invisibility spell cannot work on you for some reason.
No,
which
no,
is going to be-
I'm not invisible. Like I don't have the spell to cast
no,
invisibility.
that makes sense.
Yeah. No, but I can make myself look like other people. So is there like I can make myself look like one of the guards that we conked.
I suppose you could, yes. There still is the matter of getting you to Sykes' ship. There's a different path down, which is faster, slightly more dangerous, and I can take you through one of the laundry chutes.
Okay.
It'll get us down to the bottom floor somewhat quickly. There is potential for us coming out a little injured, but it will bypass most of the guards. And then we need to get to the other side of the castle, which is going to be the tricky part, because the gates are below us right now. They are at the main tower, and the way out is going to be past them, down the cliffside, through the private lift the family has. And that's most likely where Sykes is going to be based on what you've told us. So we have to get from here across the panicking crowd and guards, and then through the bottom layer of the tower that you've just assassinated someone in.
Yeah, I could see how that would be a problem.
I mean, this was planned for. It is a problem, but it is something that Giovanni and I have talked about, and we will try as best we can to clear a path, I believe, is the term that he used.
Yeah, so I mean, I think I could pretend to be someone else, or I could just be myself and march out of here. I mean, and there are no other windows in this building, are there?
Well, in this tower that we...
Yeah, because I could set something up to basically rappel down the building.
Oh, sorry, I see what you're saying. Not really at this height. We're 7 stories up at this point, so...
Right, but if we could get down to like a slightly lower level, I could set something up, I think.
Possibly. I do not know if we have time at this point, but
Okay.
the best I can say is, yes, disguise yourself like someone else. That would be good in case of things going to shit. Stay close, and we will try the best we can to get you out.
Okay.
So, but if I tell you to run, please run, and do not try to lasso anyone this time.
I don't have any more trains, so I can't.
I'm sure you could come up with something else of equal ingenuity. But once this happens, we want you to survive and to get out of here successfully.
Well, you're important to Gaspard's, Kree's dad, right?
Yes, I suppose so. He's very important to me too.
Okay, well, I don't think Kree would forgive me if I just let you die, so...
I don't think they would care that much, to be honest. But I appreciate what you're saying. But the mission is to get all of you out because you are doing the horrible deed, as it were. And Giovanni and I have worked many, many years to try and free ourselves of the horrific bond that we are under. So it's the least we can do is to get you out. I have no death wish in the slightest. I'm not going to try and die, trust me. But
How big is she?
how big? In what way?
Like, if I were to, like, look at her, would I say that she is, like, a large... Because you said she's a tiefling?
Yeah.
Is she a large tiefling, medium, like a...
Oh, she's petite. She's very petite. She has a build, like, even though Vander's like 9 feet tall, Vander is pretty fit and slim and athletic and stuff, like without a lot of muscle. Monk, and she kind of has the same build, but in the armor that she's wearing. She's small.
Okay, cool. All right, I have a plan. All right, yeah, I'm ready. Whenever that guy comes out, I will do the shooting.
Half Pint has a plan is rapidly becoming a terrifying phrase.
But needed to know the size of her companion.
She was eyeing her waist, and Festy's like, "What?"
Supposed to do the distraction first.
All right, so then you are in best of a position as you can be in right now. All right, so we're going to go back downstairs to the two of you as you walk up to the fur bogs. They are in the middle of some kind of a conversation. One of them is tugging at the stuffy collar that they're in, and they're both sipping from the kind of pewter gray mugs that everybody is indulging in around the large area.
Before we make our way there,
Yes.
Castle, so I don't know if it needs to be said, but we should not imbibe anything that's here, you know.
No, I'm 100% on board
Okay,
with
just
it.
want to
Yeah,
make sure.
no.
It's tempting.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, we can try and get information out of them, but they could also be our distraction if we really need to do that.
I've got a little bit of an idea. Maybe accidentally set something up.
Yeah, but first we try and get information, and we're lovely.
I'm pretty sure any of you saying that you have an idea is a threat at this point. Except
Beg
Vander.
your pardon.
Except Vander.
Vander
maybe.
doesn't have ideas other than tea.
Wow, rude.
Except Vander, who's definitely betraying us right now in the background.
Definitely.
Yes.
definitely.
You have no idea what that boy has done.
Giving away my clothes.
Yes, giving away your clothes.
The ultimate evil.
I mean, when Sonny and Vander have an idea, it's usually, I'm going to talk to the pretty elf girl.
I mean, that checks out so far. All right, so you both wander up to them. They're not going to. They don't recognize you, and they're not like really looking to start conversation with anybody. They're just kind of keeping to themselves for the moment. So it's up to you to initiate any sort of engagement with them.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Are you possibly from the Arkin clan?
So they are much shorter, both of them, than Vander, at least by 1.5 feet, 2 foot. But the taller of the two, who looks older simply because in his they both have rather thick, unkempt beards. His has a lot of gray fur and hairs in it, and he just kind of turns to you with the exasperated expression that immediately indicates to you that he is a royal of some fashion, and just looks down at you and goes, "What do you want?"
Well, see, I had a bit of a dealing with one of you, and wouldn't you know it?
Look, if you were part of what happened at the bar, we don't want to hear about it. That was in the past.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Then what are you talking about?
Is it possible that one of your people absconded recently?
They look at each other and both like kind of squint and trade some expressions before looking back. What do you mean absconded?
Missing. Not exactly, seemed like they were in a rush last time you saw them. Or maybe just not in their bed this morning.
That is so threatening. They both kind of stare at you for a moment. There is one of us that we're still waiting for. Did you do something to our brother?
What did I do was I made a little bit of a deal with him for him to sell me something, some information to help me get in here. I had to find an invite on my own, actually, thanks to him. Little skeeving bastard.
So you're not royal then?
No, I serve in the academy back in Car. But I thought you might be willing to know, since I'm a little peeved at that bastard. It does seem like he's having a, let's say a personal conversation with the Haven Snouts planned. Something about before they even start their speech.
Make a deception check.
Thought you'd never ask. Deception?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a 23.
How dare you pull that DM face expression about me?
Yeah,
You would pay for that.
23.
You wouldn't pay for that. 23, damn. His face furrows, and he takes a step forward, towering over you, and leans down inches away from your face. What do you mean, private conversation with the Haven Snouts?
I was bragging about some sort of regicide and some sort of, I don't know, arrangement to secure power. Basically, everybody's a stepping stone or something like that.
Bastard. And he turns around to the other one and like throws his glass off to the side, as does the brother, you assume. And nearby, like, everybody turns to look for a second and then just disregards the two of them. And they both start talking in a language that neither of you recognize. You assume that it's Furblog. But they both loudly start talking in it and might be having a bit of a disagreement, but they argue for a few moments, and the one that's been speaking to you turns back around and leans even closer and goes, "Do you have any other details? I assume you want money or something for it."
I want the little bastard to pay. He said he was going to do it right before the speech, tried to get it in before anyone else could get any sort of arrangements. I just merely want to make sure that they don't get any sort of agreements.
So how are we? Where is he?
That's not my bloody problem, is it?
So you don't know anything else then?
I mean, I assume he's trying to get with the Haven's Nets.
This is ridiculous. And then as he says that, the trumpets start to blare in the background. And considering it's right above you right now, like the lip of the stage is above you and you can't see up to it, you hear a set of trumpets blaring out somewhere from above, and everybody in the crowd starts to turn to face the area, settle, find seats. Some people are going to sit on the edge of the fountain. Many are just going to have to stand due to the sheer amount of people that are here, which is probably around 400 at this point, as best you can estimate. And the two brothers turn and glare at each other, then you, and then push past you and Cass violently, and they storm off towards one of the sides of the tower. There's a set of doors down there with many guards, and they're headed off in that direction.
Do we need a distraction now?
I'm hoping they're a distraction, but either way, at the bare minimum, at least we've dealt with the arcane problem.
And about now is when Sami walks up to you.
What's going on?
Persuaded two people to barge their way into the Haven Snouts.
Oh, I did not see anybody from the picture. I guess that is probably the best we are doing then.
At the moment, yeah, unless you've got better ideas.
Do you want to stab me and we say that they've started attacking someone?
What?
Thank you, Vander, for that
What?
facial expression. Oh.
I'm just saying, if we want to make it look like they're causing a real scene, you can stab me, I can swoon. They've caused a riot, and we're just the helpless victims.
I don't want to hurt you.
We don't know where.
Non-fatal!
Yeah. One last problem. We're getting a little bit hasty here. If they're all in the same room together, and we say one of them stabs someone, that could work in our favor. They could be like, "Holy shit, I'm a fucking spy." But I don't know that that's gonna. I mean,
Let us not talk about stabbing Cass right now. This does not feel like a good plan.
Thankfully, your conversation's mostly drowned out by trumpets going off, but you don't think anyone can overhear you right now.
So we're like down at the lip of the stage, right?
The stage is about a story up, and you're right underneath it, so you'll need to walk back a ways to actually get a view of it at all.
Okay.
Do we need a better viewpoint?
It's up to you guys where you're going to be standing. So the fanfare
That's
is,
what I'm asking the crowd.
yes, the fanfare is continuing, and probably anytime soon they're going to come out, but it looks like most of the crowd is still like settling and stuff like that.
Should find some place to not stand out quite so much for a minute.
Let's head into the crowd.
find one of the Haven Snouts.
They all seem to be very, they're not in the party. That's weird. Or they're just that tight-knit. And like, really, we should be in awe of their family dynamic.
Yeah. I don't bloody know what any of them look like.
Get back and you'll see, and suddenly you become a distant cousin.
Fair enough. What Yeah, my colleague is.
So where are you going?
How about like towards the fountain a bit until we get line of sight?
Okay, so yeah, you guys can walk back towards the gaudy gold dragon fountain, and once you have to pretty much walk to the fountain, but then you can turn around and get a decent view of the stage, and you see a couple heralds that are standing on the stage that are the ones blowing the trumpets, and about the time that you reach the fountain, they conclude their fanfare, tuck the trumpets under their arms, and then walk back into the tower through the oak door that is now flung wide open. And moments later, a stream of individuals pour out, and the crowd goes silent. For the most part, you can still hear little conversations among the delegates, and the general mood that you get from the crowd is everyone's very unimpressed and just kind of going along with it so far. There are some people that seem more interested than others smatter through the crowd, but it's not like, it's not like a bunch of adoring subjects getting to see the rulers that they love by any means. Many people here hate these individuals or are just not pleased with them for one of many reasons, or hate the fact that they have to be here to observe them. But regardless, the Haven Snout family emerges from the oak door onto the first story kind of parapet that juts out from the main tower of their keep. And at the head of it is a very strange creature that looks like it's made of purple, gray, and silver kind of waves of light, and it has distinct little silver orbs at its joints. And most likely one of the constructs that Fesfi and Giovanni had warned you about, it carries some kind of black spear with it, and there's 4 of these things, made pretty much of just light, and then these little silver orbs at the different points of where joints would be. No face, no eyes, nothing like that. And the 4 of them quickly assume formation with 2 at the front, 2 at the back on either side of the chairs, and they just plant the spears and stay there and don't move. Following them is the Haven Snouts, you assume. You see a very old human man with a kind of gaudy looking green rusted crown that's glowing ever so slightly from a few gemstones on it. Next to him is a human lady that looks to be a little bit younger, but still rather advanced in her years. And then there are 2 young men and 1 woman that look like they're probably in their early 30s. And they're all dressed in very similar kind of orange, gray, and silver colors, very formal outfits. The first 2 are obviously the king and queen and are wearing very dignified vestments of the same colors, but you can tell theirs are probably actually worth something and are embossed with fine metals and gems. And holding the hand of the 2, I'm sorry, Jorman and Dabver are holding hands, and they walk up to the center of the chairs, and Jorman sits, and then the 2 brothers sit, and then the sister sit, and the middle chair is left open for Jorman, who is still standing. As they are getting seated, one other figure walks out, who is wearing a variation of the outfit that you last saw him in. He has knee-high black polished leather boots, very dark gray trousers. He's wearing a black and gold belt and is wearing a brand new duster that is a very beautiful, like light brown. And underneath it, a silver shirt with a bit of orange threading on it to kind of match the theme of the family. And it's Giovanni. And he stands off to the side that is closest to Jorman and Dabver. So the left side, technically, in this case. And he just kind of crosses his arms and stands near one of the constructs, and he has a fake smile that's very practiced plastered on his face. So while this is all happening and they're getting set up, anybody doing anything particular?
Do I know where Half Pint is?
Yes, because this plan was discussed in detail beforehand, and the tower was indicated to you multiple times. So you know exactly the tower, and you can assume where the gun is going to be pointed from. If not, try and make a perception check to find it based on what you're doing.
I'm gonna keep my eyes on the pink lady, the entire speech, not focusing anything. Like I guess I'll study like one of the kids for a base part, but I want to like notice what she's looking at and stuff.
What she's doing, okay. She hasn't moved since the last time she came into view and has just still been sitting there like this most of the time. Her face is neutral, just no happiness, no disgust, like nothing, just deadpan neutral. And she is obviously watching the stage right now, but she's not moving. And you'll notice that she's one of the few that like isn't standing, because most people on that upper ring seem to be more excited than the ground crowd, and they are standing. Some of them are saluting, and she's one of the only ones up there that just does not seem fazed by the pageantry that's going on. So you're going to focus on her. Sonny, Cass, anything?
Is she still doing the like whispering to herself silently thing?
Not that you can see. Her face isn't moving right now. So
Okay. I guess I'm just focused on the balcony and our sign, and trying to remember if we had said that you were going to try and dispel magic to help Half Pine out.
Wouldn't work.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I'm just getting ready.
it's kind of funny because Sonny had a thought for Plan B while she was walking around,
Oh,
and she kind of starts enacting that without saying anything by just
oh dear.
loosening the drawstrings on one of the bags she's carrying. A somewhat spherical bag.
Oh,
It's like she's not going to do anything with it yet, but she's like, I'm going to make sure this isn't tied too tightly just in case I have to do something with it.
just to confirm, DM, I was able to get my battle axe in, right? That was part of Giovanni getting us in as we had weapons.
it was. And you were able to bring in whatever you wanted, and he helped you smuggle it in. Getting it to where you are now is kind of your problem, but yes, he made sure that you were able to like smuggle it in your dresses or in your clothing and stuff like that. So
Oh, we gotta hydrate.
yeah, you gotta hydrate. Was it from Anomaly?
Yep.
Yeah, thank you, Anomaly.
Who else would it have been from?
I don't know. Other people can hydrate us too, but I mean, I know it's Anomaly's thing, and she just wants people to be properly hydrated, and she wants everyone to dispel magic. So.
I'm starting to not quite pull my battle axe out of the fold to my dress, but close.
Close?
It's
Okay.
ready.
Okay. All right. So, Half Pint. You're watching all this from above, as is Fesfi. What point are you going to consider taking the shot? Because right now you can see that they're still kind of settling, and it looks like Yorman is about to turn to the audience and start some kind of a speech.
So there was going to be a distraction. So I think I'm going to at least wait until there's some sort of hullabaloo, and maybe they kind of move out of the... They're up in like a balcony box, right?
They're on a flat there. Yeah, they're right about here on the map. They're it's kind of like a flat stone surface that juts out of one of the it's a balcony pretty much.
Which is enclosed. Okay.
It's not enclosed. It's completely open.
It's just got a shield over it.
It's got an invisible, they said it's probably spelled, but it's completely open to the elements otherwise.
Okay. Yeah, then I will wait at least, a couple minutes until I see some sort of distraction. And if I don't see one, I will consult with Vespi.
Make a perception check with advantage.
That's a nat 20.
Okay.
I
Plus
think this
3.
is the most restrained we've ever seen Half Pint.
So you needed that nat 20 for the shot, though.
Yeah, I'm screwed now.
Advantage.
Watching through the spyglass that you've lashed to your magical gun with the piece of fabric, you do see the two furbogs off to the side at what you can assume are the doors to the main keep, and they are arguing very animatedly with guards there, and there's a group of like 5 guards arguing back with them or that have grouped up around them. So, I mean, it depends on your definition of a scene, but something is going off to the side. With that roll, you can also see exactly where the rest of your party members are, and you can see Sonny, Cass, and Cree all down at the fountain. Still no sign of Vander.
And it doesn't look like they're doing anything. Okay.
The 3 of your compatriots just are standing there watching at this point. So
this is probably their distraction. Okay. So is there anything less than 5 pounds in this room?
it's empty. Like, yeah, there's
Okay.
there's nothing in here except the walls and the floor.
I'm gonna take my shoes off. I'm gonna take one of my shoes and I'm just gonna hurl it at like the closest person to the furbolg, so it looks like they started a fight.
The furbolgs are over 200 meters away.
I'm going to still
you're
yeet
seven-
that fucking
You're
shit.
7
Shoot into a crowd. Is really
Yes,
what's happening
that's
here.
exactly what I'm doing.
Make a strength check.
So if this failed, it's gonna hit Kree, right? Like,
All of a sudden, you get a concussion out of nowhere.
That's an
Sonny
8
didn't even fuck
total.
with anybody
An
this
8
time.
total. Okay.
Like the wimpiest, saddest throw you've ever seen a
You're
half
kind
orc
of
make.
like aiming out of an arrow slit. It's not.
Yeah. All you hear is a "What are you?" as you throw the shoe randomly out the slit, and it gets like a little ways and drops, and you assume it hit somebody on the head, but nothing really happens.
Nothing really happens.
No.
All right, well, they're not looking at me at least, so that could have gone a lot worse. I have both shoes off, just point of order,
Okay,
because
okay.
I'm not going to limp around in
Of
one
course.
shoe and try
Yep.
to shoot.
Yep, yep, yep.
I'm going to do it again with the other shoe.
Do we notice shoes falling from the sky?
Strength check. No, it's behind you, so
Okay.
you're not looking that way.
Until somebody reacts to it.
That's an 8 again.
The other one's the other one, as you throw it, it like catches a breeze and goes.
I love that.
All right, no scene. All right, that's cool. I'm going to shoot now.
So it is okay, but I'll say that like while you were considering what to do, throwing the shoes and everything else like that, Fesfi is in the background just like this as she watches you throw your shoes out. Considering every
She's doing
life
so well.
every life decision she's made up to this point has led her to this moment.
It was practical.
Yeah.
It was going so well, half pint.
Yeah.
so as soon as we make a distraction, Half-Light will shoot them.
I mean, let me know. I can just start screaming like "Justice for Treetop," and we go fight the Archie clan.
That would be an interesting way to go, but you could do that.
Or go fuck the Haven Stouts, go Archie clan, and we blame it all on them.
Ooh.
You're not here.
You feel guilty.
Kree is so Kree is like I don't think we're having this conversation. I think Kree is just like staring at the pink lady like, oh man, this is like the moment that we're gonna make a difference in the world. I'm watching you, lady. Like nothing's going wrong.
Noticing that Sonia is completely distracted. I will say this to Sani. Like, if we really need to make a distraction, let's blame it on the Archie clan. They're already doing something. Like, we just need to shout that into a crowd. What do you think?
I don't know enough about what's going on. I don't know if anyone would care. I mean, it would be a distraction. What are you doing? If the shot doesn't work, maybe we just throw this at the ward and buy ourselves some time.
Do you want to throw it at the ward
yeah.
as the shot happens?
That might be.
Too much coordination. True.
We don't know when happens way to shoot.
True. Okay. Well, let's give it some time. Let's see. Maybe that's enough of a distraction.
Okay then.
Does any more of a hullabaloo brew?
No, it looks like the fur-blogs are just causing a small scene,
Great.
but
I'm
the
gonna
guards.
scream, and I feel extremely bad doing this. I'm gonna scream from this window. God! I'm like, I have to apologize, Vander. I have to apologize, Vander. I have to apologize.
So, your voice carries a bit, even though you're 250 plus meters away, 7 stories up. But your voice, some people do hear your voice, and you do see a smattering of heads further back in the crowd, and especially on the second floor, like look around, trying to find the source of that. The front of the crowd doesn't really hear you. Your compatriots do, because they know your voice so well. I'm going to say that. So you all hear Half Pint scream this in the distance.
Okay, first, what's the pink lady doing?
You see her like literally like it barely cock an eyebrow, but she doesn't peel her gaze off the Haven Snouts.
Okay, so there's a chance we might have to act really, really fast.
So as all of this has been going on up to this point, though, Jorman, because it's kind of hard to manage the multiple events at the same time. So Jorman has stood up, walked to the edge, and has started to address everyone. And so far, it's been of little note, just welcoming everyone to this year's, they call it the Academy Ball. And based on what he's been saying, it is a ball that is meant to show off the latest accomplishments from members of the Academy and the students from the Academy. And as you kind of tune back into it, he's talking about the latest class that is about to graduate. And as he's talking, he starts to cough all of a sudden, like kind of like lose his footing for a moment, and Giovanni rushes over and like grabs his shoulder and just like stabilizes him a bit, and they like share a glance, and he looks kind of annoyed that he had to be supported, but like nods at Gio, and Gio just kind of like tries to hold him there and then like lets go and stays next to him for a few moments. So when you refocus on the stage, you see Giovanni standing right next to Jorman.
Oh crap. Okay. Bestie.
He is?
I can't shoot.
Well,
Giovanni
obviously.
is right next to the dude.
I can see.
I'm gonna start scanning the crowd and like just take a look around.
For
see.
what?
I want to see if there's anybody who looks like they're maybe, because it's supposed to be a magic ritual, right, of some sort that's holding this wall up.
Ritual or a spell that was put into place beforehand, as far as they could tell, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna scan the crowd and see if there's anybody like powering it, or if it's just kind of one of those things that's like put in place beforehand and is hanging out there.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make another perception check. And a Arcana check to go with it.
21. And then Arcana.
Non-natural, I assume.
Unnatural. Arcana.
It'd be hard to roll a natural 21, yes.
Well, I thought she was going to say a
Are
nat
you
20
kidding
plus
me?
1.
Arcana is my highest stat, and I just rolled a 2. 7.
7. Okay, but see, that's fine. 7 is still good. All right, so yeah, you start scanning the crowd and like the area around the stage, and you don't see anybody that's obviously doing any sort of casting. As you look, though, you do see what looks like very faint runes that are etched into the stones of the platform on the edge, and you think it's probably something that was put into place well in advance of this event, if not very, very long ago, for events like this or whenever the family has to give announcements.
Okay. So I think they're protected by those runes there. I don't think somebody's doing it, so that's interesting. There's no way for us to No, there is a way for us to explode that.
Oh, really? Do tell.
I feel like I need to intervene at some point.
You can't, though.
I mean, I could send a cannon in
Yeah,
and
so
explode it.
when Kree hears the Furbolg thing, they start going through their bag really quickly and take out a wand of sending. Does it work to communicate with Half-Plane?
It does.
Okay.
Well, actually, hold
That's
on.
what I was worried about. Either way, it's used up, so I don't have that no more.
Well, wait, you're not wearing one of the, you're not wearing an occluder, right?
I think we all took them off, right?
There were only so many. I
Yeah,
didn't
but I
put-
don't
Well,
think
we
you...
each had one, but yeah, I think
Yeah, but you didn't
we
have
agreed
an
not to wear
includer,
them.
right?
Yeah, I didn't put it in.
Okay, no, it's any distance, so yes, it does work. Yeah, it's sending, so...
Okay, Half-Pint, I think we haven't really established a code. When I take off my glasses, shoot, unless you have reason. Anything we should know?
Giovanni's in the way. Can't shoot. Runes on balcony? Powering shield?
Okay. Alright, so, there's runes on the balcony powering the shield.
That does make sense.
But I think it might buy us some time, unless, you know, when you feel ready, she might still shoot. But I guess she's in position. That's good. It's not, captured. That's what I was worried about.
Well, that's good. Is she waiting for us to give her some sort of a sign, or like?
I assume you guys could hear me say like the whole message. Like,
Yeah, let me take off my glasses.
Well, and you also can see Giovanni standing next to Jormir right
Oh, right.
now.
Okay.
Drummond right now.
So I guess we're just waiting. Can we do anything about those runes? Runes.
Can't think of anything. I mean, not exactly like bards have exactly the most powerful magics. We more tell stories about them.
I mean, I'm kind of vaguely there.
Sonny, I'd say that'd be more your party.
Yeah, not in the middle of this crowd. It would take me time.
That might raise questions if you just slid open your hand and started drawing on the ground.
Yes, that would kind of attract the wrong sort of attention here.
Yes. I take it we would assume that barrier is trying to block all magic from getting in or out.
Correct. Yeah.
So we couldn't somehow break one of the runes by sending magic up through it.
Through the rune?
You can maybe overload it, but
I was thinking more like, what if we sent a vine up through it?
It'd be a thick vine. It's covered in stone, right?
Yes, but weeds grow anywhere, including in stone, unlike my petunias.
The speech is continuing as you are all having this conversation, and it's been about 30 seconds or so, and Giovanni has managed to separate himself from Jormir because Jorman's able to stand on his own power now, and he makes it the way back to kind of the edge where he was originally posted.
So I've got an idea. We could try 3 things.
Okay.
You try out your thing. You try out your thing throwing the ball.
I was going to do that if the shot didn't work. It's a distraction.
Well, I was
we
thinking
can't rely
maybe
on
to
it.
disrupt the thing and
We
do it
don't
as
know
the
what
shot goes.
We don't know what it will do.
No, I understand that. The only thing I'm saying is that we have a bit of a
No,
indicate. I
it
don't
could
actually
make
take the
it
glasses off.
It could make it stronger. We don't know what it will do.
So far, it's deactivated magic, and then it poisoned me from a fucking distance.
Yes, because it changed the magic into something else.
It could ricochet.
That
and
is why I
hit
don't want to
point.
do it unless this doesn't work.
I suppose you could always take 2 shots, right? How long does that take? I've never seen her reload.
No. How about this? I'll send up the vines. You take off your glasses, and we have an orb as a backup.
I'll take off my glasses if your thing doesn't work and tips them off.
Okay. I'm channeling divinity
Okay,
to use nature's wrath,
okay.
which, as an action, you can cause spectral vines to spring up and reach for a creature within 10 feet. That's an issue. Never mind. I can't do this. I'm not
I
good.
take off my glasses. I like the idea though.
It was a good idea.
Did you take your glasses off, or were you just kidding?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm afraid I don't have anything. I don't think that could really help with that.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything at range, so I think we just have to go for it.
We just have to trust her, okay?
We were trusting that this being ley-lined, it's powerful.
We just have to trust her. If it doesn't work, we can probably escape in whatever chaos the orb does.
Well, the reason why I'm worried is now I have to, trigger her. Do I just take my glasses off then? Or should I stab somebody first?
Just do something. We don't have much time.
Oh, bloody shite.
I'm going to pray to fade.
Okay. What are you going to be praying to fade about, and how are you praying to fade?
Essentially like this, just like hand on the battle
Temple.
axe, looking stressed.
Okay.
Like, oh great goddess Fade. Please.
She's not your goddess, but okay.
She's still one, gotta be
Okay,
respectful. Oh great goddess Fade. Please help your devout follower, Half Pint, shoot through this barrier.
Are you casting?
Blessed be.
Are you casting? She doesn't know what that means, but Are you using an ability for this, or is this just a pure prey?
It is a pure prey.
Okay, well,
Sending out energy.
Make a religion check. That's the only thing that you can possibly add to it.
All right.
And
Why
do
am I
have
not
a-
proficient in religion? The 15.
You're a really bad paladin.
15.
Actually,
You focus as much as you can, given the current situation that's happening around you, and you pray. And it's like many of the times that you might have prayed to something in your life, and you have no idea if it was heard or received, but you put it out there. So you try your best. So
Last ditch effort. Do I see my lovely blue-haired gnome? I don't think I ever got the name of.
you do not currently. She's actually not there. I'm going to give you that one. She's not there anymore. So, or at least anywhere that you'd see her. So,
Neat. Who's the fanciest person I see within the crowd? Reasonable distance.
fanciest?
Uh-huh.
Define.
I
I mean, you're dressed
high
pretty.
station.
You're dressed rather well, all of you right now. So.
like somebody who is a diplomat or is a representative of a court, or as opposed to just like
I mean, you're
Friend of a
almost shoulder to shoulder with people over by the fountain, which is why you've all been whispering, and they're all focused on the stage anyway. But near you, there is just a human man that you don't know where he's from, what military he represents, or anything. But he has a decent, international incident waiting to happen, and he is dressed in a very formal sort of like suit with. He was one of the people that had like bits of armor on.
okay.
So meanwhile, I'm trying to like keep these events all tied together. Like, what are you doing while this is happening, Halfpine? Because the seconds are ticking away as Jormir is giving the speech. You haven't seen the glasses go off. What are you doing? Are you
Does
just
it
going
sound
to
like he's wrapping up?
He's getting there, but like he's probably getting towards the last quarter of the speech or so. He already he gave a layout for the evening, the dinner that's going to be provided, that there's going to be the different academy classes coming out and showing off their abilities. There's going to be a whole bunch of different speeches from the commanders of the academies, and he's like kind of been like laying out the evening and stuff, and you think that he's probably going to be done sometime soonish. So, best you can tell.
I message to Sonny, unless you want to do that first.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I messaged to Sonny telepathically. Okay, so what I think is going to happen is I'm going to try to make a lot of people panic using this. And if you want to react in any way or injure anybody, go for it. Just give me 30 seconds. I'm going to message every single diplomat I can telepathically in Jorman's voice and say, "You're in danger. But you're important. I need you to get out before everything happens." And just ping, 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 ping.
So how many, let's do the math. How many of these can you actually do? How often you're using your innate telepathy?
I can do it as many times as I want. I believe it's within 30 feet. So if I have to stroll around, I'll do that. But the only thing that's
But
really
there's
going to cost is time.
there's not a time limiter on there other than you having to physically say those words.
I think it's just you only have one connection at a time.
Yeah, it's just
one connection at a time. So okay, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. So yeah, you can start doing that. So that's what you're going to be doing. Half Pint. Are you doing anything particular? Or are you just watching?
I'm still watching. I was told by best bud Gaspard that this was gonna happen.
Oh yeah, I'm just walking like this, all right, we're gonna do this.
It's
well,
gonna happen, Bestie.
Yeah.
Kree's gonna tell me, and then I'm gonna go.
I'm hoping it's sometime soon because he's probably going to be done. Hopefully he knows what he's doing.
They're very reliable. It'll be
Yeah,
fine.
we'll see about that. You don't need to actually walk. You're shoulder to shoulder with people, so within 30 feet, you got a lot of people. So you can just stay right between your friends and be like ping, 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 and start
Cool.
like hitting random people. So all of that's going on. Meanwhile, looking through the somewhat darkened window is our Furbog and Elf. And you both have a decent vantage point to everything that's been going on, and have been watching / listening to the speech through the window this entire time. So Sick has kind of settled in and leaned against you for the entire thing and has just kind of quietly been watching it with a somewhat concerned look on her face. And neither of you have spotted I mean, you don't know what she's seen, but you personally haven't spotted any of your compatriots. You can see the tower in the distance that you know that Half Pint is probably in, or you assume Half Pint's probably in at this point. And Sick makes the comment as the speech um, continues on in the background. It's probably going to be any second now, isn't it?
Yes, I think so.
But even after hundreds of years at this point of fighting in open wars and in alleys and everything else, it's always waiting for the first, I guess, shot makes sense in this case. It sucks. It drives my nerves ragged, even though I've been through it plenty of times, and I'll probably be through it plenty of more times before I die. What about you?
I don't think I've ever been through something like this.
I'm sorry that you have to be, but hopefully we can at least get some people out alive.
That is the goal. Is there anything we could do from here, you think?
Sadly, I don't think so. We're gonna need the shot to get fired and the chaos to break out before we can do anything. As far as I can tell, I wish we knew what they were up to, but I think this is going to help them. As best as my strategic planning skills go, I think this is probably the best thing that you could do for them, or that I could do for them, because honestly, if I hadn't run into you, well, you specifically, but all of you at the bar, I would have just been out of the crowd right now, and I wouldn't have been of any help with that shot. When that shot went off, I would have just been another stunned onlooker that wondered what was happening. And at least now I can do something good, hopefully. And she reaches down and kind of fishes around, and now that it's been explained to you what's going on with the tattered dress that has never come off, you notice that when she reaches for something like near her, her hand vanishes for a moment, like she's reaching inside of an invisibility spell or something like that. And she pulls out a kind of clunky looking, like, triangular potion. And as potions go, most potions that you've come across in your life, and most that people will see, they're made of whatever containers people can find. They have reused corks on them and twine, and the glass bottles are scratched and cloudy and stuff like that, and they're just a container to hold liquid, and they're usually not that nice. This one looks like it's made of crystal, though. It is a beautiful potion bottle. It almost looks like it could be a decanter or something like that, and it has a really thick amber looking liquid in it. And she pulls it out and like regards it for a second, flips it upside down, and then like holds it up to you and goes, "A gift for you. It's a potion that'll help you in case you ever need to save them or anyone you care about. So don't use it hastily, and make sure that you use it for something that really matters." And this entire time I'm looking at you, but she's actually like this, like looking up at Vander the whole time with her head back. Make sure you use it for something you really care about, but it'll let you do the impossible for about a minute or so. A good friend of mine gave that to me, and I think that you might need it more than me right now.
Thank you. I'll cherish this.
So add Amber Potion to your inventory.
Okay.
It is unidentified as of now. All right. Anything you wanted to say or do before we continue?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. So as you start to ping people telepathically in the crowd and do this, do this impersonation of Dorman to all of them, people immediately start to react, and you hear like gasps and yelps as people jump and react to the telepathy, not only the message. And quickly, it's spreading out from, thankfully you're next to the fountain, and you're not in the middle of the crowd where it could spread out from you from a perfect point. But it starts to trickle through the crowd, and everybody's voices around you start to raise, and people start to yell, and one or two people start to push off in the crowd, and a scene begins to build at the base of the dragon statue.
I'm not happy about this. I look at somebody who is a guest next to a guard, like really close.
That person over there is going to stab that guard. They're taking a dagger out of their pocket, and they're about to lunge it for them, making direct eye contact.
and I cast Minor Illusion as I take off my glasses.
Wow. And this is you're making it look like it with minor illusion, just at one of the random
I want the guard
guards.
to attack this guest.
Okay. And you just picked a random guest?
I picked a random. I mean, if I know somebody's a horrible person, like yes, but like
Nobody
we
in
need
immediate
somebody.
nobody in immediate sight that you recognize or anything. We're just gonna quickly roll a percentile for that though. Cool. International
not happy
war.
about that.
International war. No. So yeah, you effortlessly craft the minor illusion that overlays on top of this person like a ghostly figure, and you get the message to the guard, and the guard immediately kind of lunges at this person and starts to attack as I assume the glasses come off.
Yep.
All right. Half pint up at your perch in the tower with Fesfi, you see the glasses slide off Kree's face.
You know, like how cats will stare out the window at a bird.
Uh-huh.
This is how Half Pint is searching, and as soon as those glasses come off, straight at the center where she was aiming earlier, and like just line it up.
Okay, you are using your fashioned scope, so you can roll with advantage.
You do have inspiration too.
I do have inspiration.
Yep.
and-
I'm glad someone remembered because I would
What's
not
the
have remembered
inspiration
that.
die right now?
D6 still, I believe.
Okay.
Correct that if I'm
I
wrong.
feel like I'm forgetting something. 1 second.
Yeah, D6.
All right.
Show me what I want. Oh yeah, I have a repeating shot, so I get a +1 bonus to attack. Okay, cool. What am I gonna do?
Go for it. You have advantage and
literal-
inspiration.
Yeah, advantage and inspiration. So.
It's a 6.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's go with that. That is gonna be 16, 17, and 5, 22.
22.
22 to hit.
22. Okay. So you focus as best you can. You take the time to control your breath like Chromebeard taught you, and you pull upon every bit of training that you have had with these experimental rifles that your father and mother invented with you in a lab not too long ago. And you take the best possible shot that you can after a span of about 5 seconds. And you know what's about to happen, so it's not a surprise to you or anything like that. But to the rest of the crowd, as the noise is starting to build from everyone near Kree getting this creepy message, and a guard jumping at an innocent guest who quickly has to defend themselves and manages to dodge a deadly strike, it's like the entire courtyard goes quiet. And I think the best people to represent kind of what's happening right now is Vander and Skalea, who are on the second floor, somewhat near the stage themselves, and they are looking out through a boarded up window that they were able to push open in one of the like a storeroom that's off to the side. And the two of them, if you know where they are, you can see them both looking out the window. Skalea kind of like leaning back against Vander in the cloak, his arm around her. Both of them are illuminated in a otherworldly bright blue, horrifying glow as the weapon is fired. And the whole courtyard sees the bright flash and is illuminated by the bright blue flash as your ley crystal streaks out from the magical rifle, hurtles across the distance between the tower and the target, and finds its mark. Even though it happens too fast for any of you to really follow, in the coming moments, days, whatever, you'll be able to play it back in your head, and there's a distinct image of this round hitting some kind of an invisible shield, and hundreds of little like blue sparks breaking off it and illuminating this massive shield that's over the stage. And for the briefest of moments, it feels as if it was dispelled, blocked, prevented, or something like that. But a moment later, it pierces through this shield and explodes. And what previously was the stage that had the entire Haven Snout family, their guards, and Giovanni di Castello on it is gone and is completely wreathed in blue flame and dirt and explosion and white smoke, and it is all contained within the shield. None of it escaping, and it's like a localized explosion within there. And as the explosion rings out through the courtyard, which is dead silent, a moment or two passes before pure panic breaks out. Screaming, yelling, most of the guests are trying to run out of the keep. The guards themselves don't really know what to do and are in a state of panic and aren't really responding to anything in specific, and the whole courtyard plunges into chaos.
I'd like to give my best horror girl scream of just like shock and horror.
Over at Sklea and Vander, actually, like as the boom happens, she has never seen anything like this, despite what this woman has seen in her life, and she jumps in your arm at the retort of the rifle and then the explosion, and then quickly like slips away and towards the door she had indicated earlier, and like gestures you over. She's rubbing it at her eyes, and she's like, "Shit, well, they're gonna be coming any minute. Are you ready?"
Ready.
Okay. And she reaches in her bag of tricks and pulls something out that looks like a writhing, squirming mass of darkness. And she like looks at it, shakes her head, and shoves it back in the bag, and is like, "Nope, I'm not going to do that one." And she walks over to the door and puts an ear to it and listens for a second and goes, "No, I don't. I think we should go back down the stairs one flight. I have an idea. If you're up for something."
Yeah.
Okay. And she leads you back the way that you came, and as chaos breaks outside, you walk out of the little storeroom that you're in, down a short hallway, down a flight of stairs, one story, and you're in a rather large empty hall right now with a set of doors, like very large doors, towards the chaos. And she runs over to it, like gesturing towards it, and she gets right up against the door and kind of like judges it to see how she can open it, and finds the latch easily enough and goes, "Okay, I think I'm going to give them a few seconds, and then we throw this open. It'll open into the courtyard, and you try and get their attention somehow. We need to know that I assume they're going to see the doors fly open and know what to do, but..."
My friends or everybody?
Your friend. I mean, if other people want to come too, but this is the way to Sykes. So this is the way that you're going to escape. So if you can get them over here and out here, I can cause enough of a scene. And then if anyone comes through the hallway that you don't want following you, use the bag that I gave you. And then I can use mine to create as much of distraction as possible too.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Okay.
I know what I'm gonna do.
All right. So on the outside, as chaos breaks out, well, actually, I should go with the shooter first, who just had the hopefully successful very good shot. Half Pint, what do you do after you see the chaos that has unfolded?
We run now?
We run now. And Fesfi turns around and bolts out the door and is like, she doesn't go far from you. She's pretty much stays right next to you. But as you get out the door, she kind of like hooks arms with you almost, or at least grabs your arm slightly so she doesn't lose you, and she runs with you.
I'm dragging my cannon with me.
Just
like,
rolling.
it has to come. It has to come.
And she runs.
It has wheels.
She is going to run along the parapets with you of this upper tower before you have to hit a stairwell and drop down. And she is running as fast as she possibly can with you in tow. So you both are bolting through the castle.
Do you need me to go faster?
As fast as you can. Yes,
I can
why?
expeditiously retreat. Where am I going?
You have to follow me. I know where it is. We're going towards a certain chute.
I pick her up.
She tenses and almost fights it, but she just kind of slumps. That way.
I cast expeditious retreat on myself and just like take off.
You can easily carry her too, given your stats. Damn it! I had a feeling that's what you were gonna do. I love it. All right, and then those of you on the ground, you had a horrified reaction to what's going on. The scream.
Plausible deniability.
Yeah, plausible deniability. Not any real, but like just surface level reactions. Anything from the two of you that you're gonna do when you see the chaos unfold?
Kree is crying as they reach into their backpack and take out their beautiful armored coat, and they kind of whip it around their body in that way, like covering their face. And as they put it on, they look like Dabvir, the lady of the court. And they just start walking towards the gate slowly.
The way you came in?
Oh crap!
Yeah, that's not how we're leaving.
Through the we definitely go through the way we came in. Yeah.
No, that's
thought-
not how we're leaving.
Is it not? Wait,
You
wait,
have
wait.
you have to go through the tower where the shot, because the shot just hit here. Sorry, I'm gesturing to the map that hasn't been used yet off screen. The shot landed here. You're here, and you have to go through that to get to the elevator or the lift that the family uses down
To where the
site
boat
ship.
is.
Okay. And
there's-
then I'll start walking the wrong direction as you correct.
So Sonia's like, nope.
No, where are you going? I physically grab your arm.
I'm going to
I'm not
whip out
heavy.
my battle axe and have like my
Sonia's
hand
not strong.
on her back, as if escorting our queen to safety.
Okay. Now, where are you going, though? Where are you going to try to go in the chaos that has broken out?
I mean, the plan was to go through those doors. We discussed it with everybody before
Yeah.
coming in.
Okay.
So
We are heading that way.
Okay. Cool. So you're headed towards the doors where the furbolgs were causing the scene. They're most likely still over there, and there's a decent amount of guards that they had attracted there. So there's about 10 guards at the doors with the furbolgs as you start to walk in that direction. But as you're within 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35 feet of it, the doors fly open all of a sudden, which really it doesn't garner that much attention given the severity of what's going on in the courtyard right now and how every single person out there is running, screaming, or doing something. The flames, by the way, in the shield have not died yet, and it's just a crackling blue ball of blue and white energy in that shield, and you have no idea what's happening other besides people being incinerated, probably, up in that shield so far.
We're not thinking about that.
Yes.
Back I go boom.
But the doors fly open, and the three of you can see it just because you have some height to you, and you'd know what to look for and stuff like that. But the doors fly open, and you see Scalea standing there in the dress from before. You can see Vander behind her a decent ways, and she has a wicked smile on her face and is looking at somebody, which in this case is the Furblogs. I'm thinking you guys are tall enough to see most of this, so I don't really have to hide it. But you see her look at the Furblogs and the guards, and she yells something out in Elvish with a wicked smile on her face. Who speaks Elvish?
I do.
Damn it.
Everyone.
Okay, so
A literal elf.
almost all of you. And well, what she screams joyfully with the like almost evil smirk on her face is, "Hey assholes, the pixie's back." And you see a very bright flash of divine golden light kind of just spike on her out of nowhere that blinds everybody in the immediate region for a second, and there's a thunderous boom that goes with it, and you don't have to stop walking or anything, you're just briefly blinded. But as your eyes adjust to this, and after the thunderous boom, a couple of the guards are on the ground, and Scalea is standing there wearing full armor. And the armor that she's wearing is gorgeous, pure silver, dark blue, with very slight gold accents to it. She has full plate on, head to toe, and her helmet has her helmet's an open face helmet. Elvish design, and she has a small buckler on her left arm, and she has a beautiful rapier in the other, and the rapier is kind of vibrating with kind of a white bright light, and she is smiling like she does this every day, and she jumps into the crowd of guards and furblogs and begins to kick their asses, or try to at least. And you see Vander in the distance, and it seems like they're trying to carve you a path.
Yep, we're heading straight there.
Okay. Nobody's opposing you because you're random members of the crowd so far, so you can just continue that way.
Is she wearing my cloak?
You do notice that even with the armor, she is wearing a cloak. It seems familiar.
We have so many questions for Vander, my lady.
question him later. Question him later.
Stop. Yeah.
What the ship is for.
Following Fesfi's instructions, you can easily weave through the castle, and eventually she gets you down another 2 floors before pointing towards a closet. You dodge into the closet, and there is just a really rough chute that you can see down because of the light that's outside, and it looks like it could be used for laundry or transporting other inanimate objects between levels, and she goes, "We have to jump down that."
Is that a trash chute?
Sure.
You think they threw my prawn plant down here?
If they threw it out, yes.
Damn it. Okay, I jump straight down.
Are you gonna hold her for it?
Yeah, I got her. Like, she's here. The cannon is here. I'm
Okay.
going down.
She goes, "Where is that?" and goes with you. Okay. Make a dexterity check to see how you survive it.
Oh boy.
Please, like, not another one.
There's a nice pile of corpses at the bottom. Sure.
10?
10?
10?
Okay.
Wait, no, 12. 12.
12?
I have a +3 to dex.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it is a rough chute that is just wooden planks with the most minimal of rails attached, and sometimes there's gaps of air as they drop between each other. But the two of you managed to make it. You're probably bruised and you might have sprained a thing or two, but you thump, 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 thud down this dangerous set of slides towards the bottom floor, and eventually you both tumble out together on the bottom floor, and you're about 100 feet away or so on this side near where the exit is being made. And you first land in a nondescript room, and Fesfi gets up and kind of brushes herself off and pulls you to your feet and then pushes the door open, and you're out in the courtyard on the bottom level, and you can see where the scene is being caused and where the doors are. And she pushes you ahead of her and goes, "Run!"
Okay, I can't see or Cree, right?
You can see, I would say, because you know
But
what the
that
disguise...
looks like Lady whatever.
But you know the disguise they're wearing.
Okay.
Yeah, you know the disguise they're wearing, and you can see Sonny, and you can see Cass, and you can, yes, you know where they are. And Fesfi pushes you and goes, "Run!"
No, you run, and I throw her like behind me, and then I like wait for my friend.
Wait, you have to run to them. though.
Yeah, I start. Okay, yeah, no, I'm a liar. I start sprinting with her
Okay.
over my shoulder. I don't let her down. She's still on my shoulder.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you...
I'm gonna flip her back over my shoulder, expeditiously retreat to my friends.
Okay.
Also, did the cannon survive the fall?
It is currently, you don't know where it is.
I'm going to assume it's dead. Okay.
As far as casualties go.
That's okay.
I mean, there was that one time Gaspard fell asleep and you assumed they were dead. So
So I will just take off towards my friends, like just as fast as I can.
Okay. So yeah, you speed across the courtyard, which isn't too hard.
Oh, can I scan for Kree's daddy?
You can. It's kind of a crazy situation right
Yeah,
now, but make a
I'd still like to-
perception check, yeah.
That's what I would be doing.
That's what you would be doing.
13.
13?
Yeah.
Yeah, the stage is still wreathed in flame at this point, so not too much, nothing that you can see at least.
Is there a clear path up to the stage?
No, it's all inside the tower. That tower. There's not like an outside way up.
Gotcha.
That story. So, all right. So you're speeding over to the exit. Your friends are just starting to get there as well. Skalea is trying to fight through the sea of guards that are there and the furblogs, who will be easy work. And then Vander's off in the hallway waiting for all of you. So we're actually a little over when we normally would take our break just because of all the pacing and everything, but I hope you guys have been enjoying as much as players have been enjoying. We're going to go ahead and take a really quick break, 5-10 minutes. We leave mics on during the break, by the way, so you get to hear us talk about the plot, talk about our daily lives, talk about all sorts of things, do funny voices for people in chat who ask for funny voices, in case you want to hear the characters talk or anything you want to talk about. But we're going to go get some drinks, take a brief breather, and we'll be back in just a few minutes to wrap up tonight's episode. So please stick around for the break, and we'll see you soon, or just talk to us here in a minute. Bye. Thank you.
The anxiety.
I mean, I'm not the one that made you assassinate a political figure.
No, but that scene of like, did the shot hit or not? You just like drew it out, and I'm like, I am about to die right now.
I try, thank you.
My dad told me to assassinate a political figure, okay?
Okay.
It's okay, guys. My dad told me to do it.
Just like if it was Mummy, it would be totally okay.
Exactly.
If your dad told you to jump off a cliff, would you?
Possibly.
He probably has.
Jump out the window of a boat, would you do it?
I feel like that is just instinct at this point. Like, he's trained me well enough where it's like, if something's going wrong in a boat, you go out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh man.
So many fun expressions.
The emotions.
Emotional
So many
damage.
fun expressions. I love it.
The
Potion
game-
of canoodling.
Yeah, Vander, that's what I'm assuming Vander got was a first.
Prevents encounters from ending really sorry. I love it. I love it.
Oh man.
Prevents encounters from ending prematurely
Mm-hmm.
for about 60 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Oh dear.
Like, I mean, we haven't fought anybody yet, so that's. I mean,
Yeah.
we can assume
Hard to murder without fighting anyone.
exactly the casualty level's probably low.
This is going flawlessly for us.
There were 400 people in the area, and there's probably still 400 people, relatively.
You're just not counting the people that were assassinated.
395.
395. A few guards.
Maybe a gnome.
That guy I completely threw under the bus is still alive. We're good.
As far as you know.
As far as
I mean-
the guard may have been like, no, you tried to
You
kill
know,
me.
the Haven Snouts are possibly dead, and so is Giovanni.
Sleepy, are you
Yeah, no,
defending the dead royal family?
I'm trying not to speak on that part until we get back in session, but yeah, that's there's some thoughts there.
Yep, that there is.
No, Sonny is basically like, okay, that's gonna be a thought over there until we're back at the boat, and then
Yep.
I'll talk to the gods about it. It'll be cool.
Low, except the presumed dead royal family, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Well, with a lower casualty count than setting the whole place on fire.
I was gonna set the town on fire. People would have time to leave.
Yep. I still think that, yeah, poor Cree having to watch their dad potentially die. Yeah, Cree is
Again,
not
we're
having
not
a good
thinking
time.
about that until we're on a boat.
You're gonna wait till you're too far away to confirm what happened to think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not really a way to confirm safely, as far as I've been able to tell.
There's not in the slightest. So
Yeah, I will say the reason why I point out the
There's so
cloak
many
thing is I
weird
think
things
Kree
we
right
should
now
look
is just
at.
in like
Some of
mind
the
closed
random
off.
ones that
You
he
did some
brought, there
bad
was
shit,
something
and then
else
it's just
that
like
they're
familiarity.
"What's going on here?"
Yeah.
What is this?
I don't know. And there was
Uh,
another one that really
Well,
peaked.
you know, we'll see.
Oh, those are
Mm-hmm.
from Strixhaven. No, what was the one that you did? The winter one.
Oh,
Rime of the Frost Maiden, I believe.
My god?
I'm like, we're just judging your minis. What did you
Oh,
say?
that's straight up an
Yes.
escort. No, the two with like the moon and the sun or whatever. I think those are from Rime of the Frost Maiden, if not Strixhaven.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they have a lot of them have the print on the bottom, and those would be the ones that are.
They've started
from
using
specific
clear
things.
bases now, which like makes sense, but I hate it.
Yeah, I don't really like the clear bases, but it does.
It looks cheap, even though it's way more practical.
Oh, did you think
Yeah.
these?
Some of them. That one, yeah, that was an old 3D print.
Mm.
I used to have a resin printer.
Watching your father figure potentially die is only potentially tragic, so don't feel too bad yet.
That's, see, there we go.
I mean,
yeah,
that's-
I'm potentially traumatized.
don't-
We're in the
Oh,
throes
my
of
God, you just did that.
mental
It's
struggle.
Maybe a little trauma.
Yeah.
It's a treat.
Old spice. Hello.
I just found my dad, and
Felt
he's
too
gone.
It's
So
the- you,
manly.
you exude the manliness.
The only scent I have on me is the spray I use for my hair to make it easier to comb.
Well, maybe that has an Old Spice smell to it. 'cause
So
you
what
should
I'm
have-
hearing is it's Schrodinger's
It's
trauma.
It's the hairspray.
Say what?
Schrodinger's trauma.
Yes.
Yes.
Schrodinger's
If I
trauma.
don't look, there's no trauma.
God, I never see you with the hat off for some reason. It feels like you took the hat off, and I'm like,
No trauma, but there's
I
all
don't
the trauma.
recognize you without the hat at this point.
Only if I open the box.
It's like
We're just-
Joe with his hair
Listen,
down.
keeping this positive, I'm sure the reason that the reaction is kept in is because Giovanni's cast a shield. So, like, it can't go anywhere. He's just, like, watching this pool of flame being like, yep.
He's putting on the crown and taking over the town.
I would support that dictatorship.
Yeah, right? You know, like, I mean, what's gonna happen? Everyone's gonna have a little more free love.
He's not going to cause people to engage in non-consensual cannibalism.
Jedi would add.
With that, a sassy Yoda.
Yeah.
Are you holding the mic up looking?
A little baby shield.
I'm just continuing the conversation
Oh.
for the group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're
Unlike
talking
you,
to
who's
Sleepy.
just, yeah.
Okay. Talking about your dead dad.
No,
You can't say that. You're God. You can't talk about my dead dad.
we're talking about Giovanni creating a dictatorship.
Yes, we're a much happier ending where we became the bad guys.
Oh yeah, maybe we are the bad guys.
We haven't done anything good, really. I mean, the hag was kind of selfishly motivated.
Or Sherry doesn't know that.
Ate my dreams.
Nobody eats my best friend's dreams.
I just love the fact that
Nobody but me.
this is the way it's supposed
It
to
still stayed within like the It is weird. I like a lot of
be. Who wants to run the council? I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do my thing. But you're a master. Yeah, I'm gonna do my thing.
You want another drink? Yes, please. There's any 0-calorie option. I really liked a lot of the old Grey Jedi's. That's the one thing that I
So I'm gonna step away for a second.
In a way, like not, you know. So Kyle Katarn and Quinlan Voss and all people consider Grey Jedi or said they were Grey Jedi. I really like those guys. So.
Oh, that's your Jean one. I thought maybe it was the
Pretty
blue
much
one.
Just the idea that, you know,
Leather one.
you can
Yeah.
isolate everything to go one way.
Not too cold yet.
Not quite there yet. No, getting closer.
To achieve a goal in a moment, like any of this thing, you're not evil.
Yeah, I was out this morning and it was
Kind of saying
freezing.
morality-wise, there probably is an argument to be.
We're getting there.
You know, I'm fine with that. We need the rain.
I think every time I discuss this, if you
And what's funny is the morality conversation is it's like Sonny's one of the
on the dark
actually selfless people here, but most of her motivation is also very like, yeah, I don't actually care about death that much.
It's my God said to be here, so I'm here.
Well, it's like in personality, she's a very fatalistic character, and like the things will just go the way destiny says they're supposed to go, sort of way. So it's like, yeah, things will work out. I'm really not that concerned if I have to kill a motherfucker. C takes people sometimes. Oh well. You know.
I think Qui-Gon was his great.
Another one? Another one.
Another one.
Reba helped me with the partial ponytail.
Yeah. Oh, great.
You know who we're talking about?
Cookie is so good. What the?
Just a chocolate chip cookie.
Where did Ray get a cookie?
Over here.
No, it's okay. I don't want a cookie.
I don't want a cookie on microphone.
Huh?
I don't want a cookie while I'm on microphone.
I mean, I might want to eat while people listen to me eat. That's a whole market.
That's a whole different kind of thing.
That's a whole market. And as far as I know, it's not Twitch banned.
I don't think it's banned yet, no.
I don't frequent those pages, so I don't actually know.
Schrodinger's
I have a
TOS.
Like, that is a huge cookie.
It's a huge cookie.
That cookie is like the size of your face.
I mean, Ray doesn't have the
Literally
largest
the size of your face.
face. Ray does not have the largest face either.
That's
so.
Is that why you made a really tall character?
Yes! It's how I live my fantasy of being tall.
Yeah, I just live my murder fantasies out.
Cookie.
Oh, you are? Like, I was like, if anybody's hearing that on my mic, that's not me.
No, it's me.
The little ADHD noises coming from
I haven't done a jack-o'-lantern in so long. It's one of my favorite parts of the holiday.
You millennials and your devices. I'm the only one not on my device.
For anybody's reference who does not know Ray, Ray is the youngest person here.
I'm watching the Twitch chat to make sure I see Sleepy saying it's okay I make little stimmy noises too.
Yo, he's so cool. He's tired sleepy.
All right, bitches, let's make your characters cry.
Oh yeah.
I already said my character's crying, so like,
Let's make you cry. I got a great death speech for Giovanni to just croak out.
You couldn't make me cry. I'm sobbing.
I have a difficult time activating my tear duct. I would appreciate that very much.
Oh, me too.
Oh no, now I'm sad.
I remember I got Kira a little bit when she was threatening to kill Matilda at one point.
Oh my
Say
god,
what?
yeah.
I got Kira a little bit
Oh.
when she was threatening to kill Matilda at one point.
Yeah.
Oh, that scene wasn't emotional at all.
Not
The
the slightest.
screaming as like turning your flesh into a magical weapon.
That was gross. That was no.
it.
I did not like the sword made of elf.
It's light body horror.
Light body horror.
I like it.
Thank you. I made that class.
You also have 6 arms. Like,
I do.
of course you like that.
4.
I have 4 fake arms.
And 2
And 2
replacement
real.
arms.
There's a
And
total of
two-
6. Shouldn't you know that? Didn't you play Vander?
Say in the you get this many arms. I also didn't play Vander very well. If you remember, Vander was running around, got unconscious, and then the DM was like, "And this is what they do."
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Sorry, Sleepy.
Oh my God.
That wasn't meant to happen.
Yeah,
It was-
apparently there were too many symbols in there and it thought you were trying to do commands.
Yeah, don't. Sorry about
That
that,
is
Sleepy.
Oh,
Fix it.
Hacker Man.
He's a hacker
Our
man.
bot got you, Sleepy. That wasn't
Hacker.
anything that we did. Sorry about that.
We know what you said, and we appreciate it.
Yes, we do appreciate
We
it.
love you.
All right. Everybody getting mic'd back up and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
No, I made that.
Not a Hacker Man? Okay, then you're on the wrong stream. You need to go.
We're only hackers.
Hackerman
hackers here.
only.
Yeah, I made that class that Matilda is a long time ago because it's actually what she is as a class, technically, despite what she, like the Fae thing and stuff like that. So the ability to use the spears and stuff like that is a class I made. And I never got the chance.
Cool.
Thank you. I really like it. And I've never got the chance to play it and stuff. I play tested a little bit, haven't really played it, but
let
it was
me
Matilda
do it.
was a great like, oh my god, I get to use it a little bit kind of thing and get to play with it and stuff. So
Let's guess. Hemomancer.
say what?
Hemomancer.
No, it's just literally the class. Yeah, I've never really given it a proper name beyond Fey Royal Guard because that's the story that was designed with it. It doesn't use blood or anything like that, though. It uses arcane power, but it's just the ability to manipulate things and stuff. So,
Gotcha.
but it's fun to use with Matilda because yes, technically it can be used to manipulate flesh, and if you did that to a normal person, you would kill them, trying to rip a spear out of them. But considering she's not normal in the way that she's messed up right now, it works for her unique situation and probably no one else.
I don't know. I have 6 liters of blood. I feel like you can make some pretty interesting art.
I think you could too, but you might be dead at the end of it, is all I'm saying. So just ask Sonny to paint with your blood later, and I'm sure she'll figure it out.
That is gross.
You get 2 Sprite containers worth.
That is gross.
How
You
much
don't
blood
use
is
other
too
people's
much
blood.
before you die, Sonny?
All right, let's flip the cameras back on. It's much
Blood from
easier.
the
It's much
extract from
easier to come back
Kree.
from break when you. Ha! Hi
Like
everybody.
we never left.
But then click the button.
Yes, it's like we never left.
I waved for nothing now.
I know.
Vetomancer? No!
It's Vetomancer?
I hate it!
That's just what Dr. Frankenstein was.
Anomaly's little like cat emoji.
Not to sidetrack further, but in a superheroes RP group I used to be in, I had a weird body horror zombie girl hero that ended up getting endearingly nicknamed Meat Mommy at one point.
No!
Nope. Striking that from the record.
There's too many adjectives in that word.
No!
No.
No meat
Anyway,
mommies. I think we're all agreed. No
We're on the run.
Yes.
leather, no mommy. That's
You see
fine.
Giovanni's smoldering corpse cry out for Kree. I didn't do anything!
Help me meet mommy.
No! There is no me, mommy! Dear God!
That
wrong,
street
I
glass
think.
is fine with.
Yes.
Cass's new name is Meat Mommy, I think.
No one's name is that. We are not using that term. for anything.
we're good.
Oh, look!
No meat, mommy.
Commander!
No meat, mommy.
Meet Daddy.
No, Bender. Chew that cookie. Anyway. Now that happened, back to the heartbreak. So you're all running towards the doors. Half Pint and Fesfi, even with expeditious Anomaly redeemed. I think. Thank you, Anomaly.
Feels like you all need to drink after that.
To fuel our future tears.
Yes, for all the tears that are about to come. Half Pint and Fesfi are probably going to take a moment to get there, even with the expeditious retreat. But by the time the three of you reach the doors, Scalia has dispatched a few of the individuals there. You don't know if dispatched is knocked out or dead in this case, but you've seen her full on fighting without holding back, and the 2 furbolgs are on the ground, unmoving, as are 3 of the guards. She is currently engaged in combat with 4 other guards, and those are the main ones left that are blocking your path, but they're really focused on her right now. And you probably can just run right past her. And that kind of seems like what she's trying to do right now. Vander is within earshot as well, and you can see each other. So what are the 3 of you doing?
Come on, let's go.
Yep. Just like, pretty much pushing. I'm just like, there are so many names for you. I'm pushing Free along.
Kree is the good name to default to. Yep.
As I'm going, I will cast Featherfall on Scalia.
Okay.
Just in case they have to vault over the edge.
Okay. Yeah, you cast Featherfall on her. I don't think she'd even notice in this point, but yeah, you cast Featherfall on her. Okay, but yeah, she tries to do the best she can, and the guards don't pay attention to you, and they're working on fighting her. So yeah, you guys get right past her, and you're in the hallway with Vander.
And
So
Sonny is like getting past them first, and then once they reach the hallway, just Eldritch Blast as she's going. It's like,
are you aiming? What are you aiming?
just at one of the guards.
Okay, roll it. Give me the numbers.
Just trying to make sure she's not getting overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
And once we're, not on the wrong side of them.
What is the strategy that you have?
15?
15? Okay. Yeah, you're just firing it behind and running,
Yeah, just
right?
at one of the guards as we go, yeah.
But you're not really like looking.
I'm not picking a specific one of them now.
Okay, you see the beam connect with one of the guards, and you hear a cry, so you're pretty sure that it got somebody. Give me some damage for the stats, though.
14?
14. Okay.
The
Not
most
too
it could
bad.
possibly do.
Okay.
Dead
Nice. So, Cass, Kree, and Sana, you are now with Vander in the hallway, about a good 20 feet past where Scalia is fighting the guards. Moments later, in kind of a blur, Half Pint whizzes, I assume you whiz past Scalia as well. Hmm?
Yeah, I don't even pay attention to the fact that she's there.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't expect you to. So yeah, you all of a sudden, Half Pint's next to you all with a very flustered and annoyed-looking Thespy on her shoulder.
Look, how the hell did you get here?
I'm very fast right now. Where is Gaspard's daddy? Well, Kree's daddy. Where's Kree's daddy?
In the barrier.
In the barrier? Okay, okay, bye. I'm gonna rob Scalia and
Oh, you
try to find my way back up there, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Where
Pepsi.
are you going?
I cast Hold Person.
Roll it.
Wisdom saving throw 15.
And watch her get a 20 on this one.
I know, right?
I have very bad wisdom. That's literally impossible.
But
Boy.
your dice have been fire tonight.
Okay, let's see.
You're right, Anomaly. I don't think any of us drank over the break.
I did.
Well, fine, you did. Sonny is the only one that drank.
Okay, wisdom.
Mhm.
Saving throw?
Yes.
Okay. This is not good. Let's go with this.
Watch it be a nat 20.
It's a 2 minus 1, which is a 1.
So you freeze all of a sudden as you start to move away.
Giovanni is there for a reason. We need to get out of here.
He is most likely dead anyway.
We're leaving Half Pint.
And I drop concentration.
Okay.
Look, you all need to go now. Hopefully you can get to Sykes and you can get out of here. The
Oh no,
guards
you're
are...
coming too. I pick her back up.
That she pushes off. I am going to look for Geo, and if he is alive, even a smoldering, mostly corpse, I'm going to get him out. Get to Sykes. I'm fine.
Is there a way for us to communicate with you?
Beyond sending, sending. I guess I
Sending,
don't
okay.
know. That's not my thing.
Great. Don't wear your occluders for the next few days.
I don't have one in. Only Geo has one.
Good.
But he does not wear his either. I'm. Good luck. Get out of the castle. And
Okay.
she turns around and like tears off down a hallway.
I try to pick Kree up.
Vander, are you all right?
Yeah.
Nobody's even talked to Vander.
Of course, Sonny's the first one.
Yep.
They're homies.
I think you owe us an explanation once we get to the ship, but let's go.
Yes, where the fuck have you been?
On the ship, on the ship, on the ship.
Yes. I am sworn to protect Cree. That's what I'm doing, but like, we're getting out.
All right.
Are you actually carrying me?
Yeah, I'm trying to carry you. I absolutely try to pick you up.
It does look like you're trying to kidnap the queen of this city.
I'm trying to get you to safety. Let's go. Leaning over my
I
shoulder.
will run ahead as much as I can with how fast Half Pint might be.
I am going, I think, 120.
Expeditious treat.
Yeah.
How long does it last? I thought it.
10 minutes.
Oh no, yeah, but
Yeah, unless something interrupts it.
Yes.
going really fast.
What was I double checking?
It looks like you're
The distance. I was double checking the distance. Oh my god, my brain. 10 meters per turn, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
An extra 10 meters per turn. Or no, it lasts for 10 minutes. Where the frick is this number? It just
It doesn't give you a specific number. I think it just lets you do a lot of dashes very easily.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you
that's
do that.
basically what. So double speed.
Yeah. So you can tear ahead of everybody through this hallway, but not too far. And everybody's going to be heading the same direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm making sure Sick is coming too.
She's caught on the fighting, and she hasn't left yet. In the time that you have all spent talking to Fesfi, the few moments that you've spent talking to Fesfi and kind of deciding what to do and getting ready to run, it's been like 15 seconds, if that. Another group of guards has joined where she's fighting, and the odds are kind of shifting against her. She still looks like she's, fighting pretty spiritedly, but she's there to cause a distraction, like she said. So...
You guys go on ahead. I'll be there soon.
No, Vander, come with us.
No, I made a promise. Go on.
What is your plan here?
I'll be safe.
Do you need me to pick her up?
No.
Only carry so many people.
Carry so
No, I can put Cree down. I can go pick her up.
No, it's okay.
Kree, like on your shoulder, like takes out a wand, like I will cast Dispel Magic again.
I need these. I made her do this. I don't want her to die for it.
She can
Do you think she has a plan?
tell her she can vault over the edge. I've cast a spell. She will be fine. But then you come right back.
I'll come back.
Put the wand away.
Surprised you're not making him pinky promise at this point.
You want a pinky?
Hells. And Sonny throws another Eldritch Blast.
Roll it.
23.
23 hits.
Can't you just talk to her? Can't you tell her you cast Featherfall on her?
How far are we now? Like you're going
12.
120 feet.
Really decent damage. As you're having this conversation, you remember that Featherfall only works on creatures that are already falling.
What? So it's you, this.
One reaction, target up to 5 falling creatures within range.
For 1 minute.
Don't tell her that. Don't tell her that.
I won't tell her that.
Dispel Magic. No.
In the future, Six like, oh yeah, I'm totally safe. Wait, what the fuck? Falls to her death.
Oh no. Crap. So I didn't help at all. I can't do anything.
Go on. It's
I
okay.
could pick her up.
Let's just get out of here. She seems to be having some sort of like revenge thing going on here. Let's get out.
I'll be there shortly. And Vander's gonna go join her.
Yeah, Sonny's just going to keep throwing Eldritch Blasts at this until you all are ready to go.
Okay, so because this is all taking place in a short amount of time, and there is a lot of combat that could possibly go on, and the stakes are high, I just want to make sure that I got the order of things right. So, Fesfi tore off in her own direction. You're all together. Vander is going to go join Scalaire, try to get her out there. Sonny's staying where she is, firing Eldritch Blast. What are the rest of you doing? Because you were given explicit instructions to get out, and you could die. So what are you doing?
So Kree's on my shoulder and I book it, I guess.
Actually, you're still walking away.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're going to Sick, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
I can if we can. Do we feel like we're safe at the bottom of the stairs? Like there's no guards near us, right? They're all
There's
going
no
to the back
guards
seat.
near you that you know of yet. The hallway is very long and most likely leads towards the destination. It's probably not a straight shot, but you got some ways to go find this lift. There's no guards in the immediate area. If she's holding off the ones coming in this way, there could be more inside for all you know, but there's no guards right now.
Go up there and tell her to jump. I will catch her.
She is, but okay, so she is here, like right at the front. You have no idea how long you have to go through the keep to find where this lift is or the point that someone could jump from.
She's buying us time.
Yeah, she's holding off
Why are we
guards
going?
at the entrance.
Because I don't want her to die.
But you.
I could have picked her up.
It's fine. Go.
Yeah, Kreese screams, and then I guess we continue on away.
Vander, if you die, I will bring you back to life and kill you myself.
Oh.
And I will take off yelling, "Make way for the queen."
Oh my god.
So Cass runs through the keep yelling, "Wait, make way for the queen." Half Pint has the queen on her shoulder and is running. Vandor, my voice is doing great things tonight. Vander heads towards the fray. Sonny, what are you doing? Because everybody just kind of split up a little bit.
Conjuring up the tentacle to make a distraction.
Okay.
So it just suddenly springs into being, like, near Scalea's fight and starts slapping one of the guards. Since it can just do its thing without me.
Okay, so yeah, you cast that. The spectral tentacle bursts up from the ground and starts just smacking at the guards strategically, but it does add an extra element of chaos into the battle that's building up there.
And, yeah, it gets a 24 to hit on its attack.
It hits. Give me some damage, at least for the first strike.
11.
Nice.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, you're able to do that, and the tentacle's going to stay there for the foreseeable future. I think it's a couple minutes, isn't it?
It lasts for a solid minute, and everything it hits gets tangled up and slowed down.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So
Cool.
just kind of trying to give Scalea an opening to leave before Sonny gets going.
Okay, so, but then you're taking off after that.
Yeah, she's just going to leave the tentacle there to give Scalea some backup and try to give her an opening.
Okay. Cool.
Since the tentacle can't really die, it just eventually goes away.
Okay. Yep. So then you tear off too. So oddly enough, once again, it's Vander and Scalea after all that. So like, what are you doing? Are you walking up to her, running up to her? Are you trying to like jump in and land a blow? Like, what do you explain to me how this is going to play out?
He's gonna run up to her in the fray and just like sort of side by side try and combat
Okay.
his guards off.
Okay. What the number of guards there? So yeah, we're gonna try and do it more of a roleplay style of combat, just because of how many guards that there could possibly be or the length that it could take for the combat. But yeah, you're able to run up to her very easily because she still has her back to the hallway and hasn't allowed any guard to flank her or encircle her because she's keeping that path as open, or was keeping it as open as she could. Now there's no reason to keep it open since you all ran past, so she's stepped a bit back to give herself some more room. But as you run up to her, she looks up at you incredulously as you show up, and then has to take a quick reaction because she's being swung at, and ducks a blow that ends up taking her helmet clean off, hits the top and like slides the helmet off her head, and she then throws the buckler up and goes, "What are you doing?"
I'm not gonna let you die
Damn it.
for something I put you in.
Roll a perception check as the fight's going on. Nothing of note. Are you going to actively take blows at people if they swing at you?
Yes.
Okay.
He'll definitely charge up his astral arms.
Astral arms. Okay, then astral arms can burst out. Just give me 2 attacks. The damage doesn't matter right now, just to give me an idea of the kind of attacks you'd be throwing.
You want like dice?
Yeah,
Or- okay.
yeah.
So
We'll just skip the damage, trying to streamline it a little bit for everybody.
yeah. There's a 19, a 23, a 15, and another 23.
Dang, okay. Yeah, so yeah, the astral arms come out and you land every single hit and manage to take a couple of the guards down as you fight kind of back to back with her at this point. Let's see for her really quick. And she starts rolling horribly. She takes a couple swings too, and since you're standing next to her now, you can kind of hear the high-pitched whine that her rapier makes, even though it's just a metal rapier. That kind of weird enchantment that's on it with the white glow makes that she stabs a couple people, and the guards keep coming. And at the back of the guards, some that now stand out have appeared that are headed your way that look like they could be lieutenants or maybe members of the family, because their armor is actually, not only is it ornate, it looks magical in nature due to the runes on it, and some of it kind of reminds you of Tallwind's armor almost. Just in the, it's enchanted with runes. It's not Tallwind.
Well, not Vander, but
Yeah.
Oh, Vander was
Vander is
there.
another guy.
Never mind. You see these really cool. You see
They look
these-
cool.
I keep forgetting
They
these
look
were
like
things.
Vander's arms.
Yeah, they look like your arms.
Vander and Tallman
They have
go
lots
way
of
back.
runes.
They go way back. They're like childhood
God
friends.
damn.
Cohen is actually Vander's dad.
Spoiler. Wait. Okay. But as you're being pushed back into the hallway now, even though you and Skalea are managing to land blows, the guard number is increasing despite you knocking some down. She ends up throwing her buckler at an opportunistic moment to take another one down. So she's left with just her rapier. And in the moments between blows, she goes, "How are we supposed to get out of here with the two of us? I was keeping this open for you."
The bags. You'll reach into a bag.
Fine,
and pull
throw
something
it.
out. Pull something out.
Okay, roll a d20 for me. I'll tell you what you pull from the bag.
An 18?
An 18. Let's see.
Dirt.
Dirt.
Yeah, dirt.
surprisingly useful.
You actually pull out the thing that you saw her pull out. So you pull out something that feels like a slimy kind of mass, and it's black and just squirming in your hand.
What is this?
Throw it!
Ah, yes!
So what does she pull? Ooh. Nice. Okay, so you throw this weird mass, and it just smacks against the helmet of a guard, and you hear this like poof sound as if a bag of flour was dropped, and the entire area plunges into darkness, magical darkness. And your vision, what can you see in magical darkness?
Not in magical darkness, no.
Really? Burblogs can't?
Oh, regular darkness, yes.
Regular darkness, yes, but not magical darkness.
Not that I know of.
And you don't have something that
I think
can.
dark vision can still see in magical
Yeah.
darkness.
Oh, then, yeah.
Isn't that
Okay.
like a special warlock incantation?
Say what?
I thought that was like Devil's Sight through like the warlock incantation.
Devil's Sight lets you see 120.
Yeah,
Yes.
Devil's Sight just grants you dark vision if you're, not playing something that already has it.
Okay.
Yes, this is one of the top Google searches.
Wait, what?
In fact, dark vision can see just fine through magical darkness
can.
unless the spell
Yeah,
or
that's-
effect that created it explicitly negates dark vision.
That's why Drow use darkness so much.
Yep,
Oh,
it's a
no
great,
wonder.
it's a great thing. So, you hear the guards. I mean, they're already making plenty of noise, but they cry out in a different sort of sound because they're all humans. So none of them can see in the darkness,
And the
and you.
tentacle doesn't see anything anyway.
It sees only targets. So the tentacle is still slapping people willy-nilly. None of the humans that are in the darkness can see anything. You and Skalea can see just fine, though.
Is it slapping them with advantage because they can't see?
Yes. Oh, they can't see, so the
And
tentacle
it
technically
wraps
has
up and slows them.
advantage. Yeah.
Yes, good.
You hear Sick make sort of a amused laugh at what she pulls out of the bag, and you just see that like she pulls out what looks like like a standard wand kind of thing, but like she like looks at it and then just keeps it. Well, she'd pull it out with her left hand, and she like looks at it and then just like doesn't do anything with it. Like, let's go, and then she just takes off down the hallway with you.
Cool.
So-
He'll run after her. Is she faster than him, or is he faster?
What's your base movement speed? Because are you gonna dash? Are you gonna run? What are you gonna do?
My base is 50.
Jesus.
So I'm a monk.
Yeah.
So if I'm faster, I'm gonna scoop her up and dash.
God damn it! Everybody getting picked up.
But no, we are saving the rest of them.
It's like, we're here to rescue you if you like it or not. Let me just check her stats because I haven't looked at her movement speed. No,
Involuntary rescue.
yeah, her speed is normal for an elf, so she's 30. Actually, I think hers might be enchanted slightly too, but it's 30. So yeah, you're moving way faster than she is. So especially if you take a dash action or something like that. So she make a dexterity check. I know, should be easy for you.
You want an 8?
An 8.
I rolled pretty poorly.
Okay. Nothing you have to worry about yet. But yet anyway. So yeah, you scoop her up, and because of her not knowing that it's about to happen, it's a very rather undignified scoop up, and she's like, wait, what, and like gets flipped around in your arms. But eventually you have a very confused, full-plated elf in your arms.
Very strong.
Yeah, I know, you're fine. It was
Scuffing up the porcelain paint job a little
Carrier,
bit.
you're like a cat, like an old kitten that doesn't want to be carried.
it was no, she's like bride Carrie in the arms, but she like didn't know it was coming, so she's very disoriented kind of thing. She has to make a save really quick too, to see if she drops anything, and she doesn't. But yeah, so you take off down the hallway. Cool. So you guys are running. To the rest of the party, who's already ahead. The hallway extends for a couple 100 yards, just without changing. There's lots of rooms and paths that lead off it, but you were told to go straight through it. So as long as you keep going straight, you haven't seen another soul yet. But as you continue down, you do hear the sounds of yelling, and it seems like most of it's coming from the floor above you, which would be the floor that's connected to where the chaos just happened. You hear a lot of screaming. You hear some crying. You hear people crying out for help, medicine, healing, lots of different things up there. You don't really know what's going on. Far as you know, you just keep heading straight. Are you going to do anything?
Keep going.
Yep.
Okay.
Stop. This is like I can hear the activity above us?
Yes.
And it sounds like the king and queen and people are still alive in there?
No, it just sounds like random people, or like people got hurt or something like that. It doesn't sound like the king and queen or anything like that.
There was a whole
Are we-
entourage up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we roughly under where the balcony was?
You passed that along. That was right where Sick was. Sick was near the balcony.
Please, let me just make sure the job is done right.
You're pretty far away from where the shot was now.
I don't even care at this point. Like, I will go back.
We didn't
Just
go.
I can make sure that they're dead, and then it's fine.
The barrier is still up.
I don't
If
know.
it didn't work, it
I
didn't
doubt
work.
they didn't do the floor. I doubt they did the floor. We didn't think of that.
You're gonna shoot a hole through the ceiling.
Yeah, I've done that before. You know I've done that before.
You don't know where they are, though.
We don't know what's above us.
Yeah, you're really far away from it. I mean, if you want to, you do what you want to
All
do,
the way
but
back there.
What if Giovanni is alive and you shoot him through the floor?
Fine, I keep going.
okay. All right, so you continue down the hallway. At the end, it ends up splitting into two different directions, left and right, but you can easily see light from one end of it and smell the sea air.
Oh, thank God, we're almost there.
I never thought I'd be this happy to smell the ocean.
So you
Why?
keep heading that way?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys head down to the end of the hall, and you have to round one more corner, but after you do that, the flooring kind of changes to more of like wooden planks, and it looks like this is a place that is meant for loading stuff or depositing stuff for the family onto private vessels or other vessels, and you end up walking out into a very large deck that is hanging off the back of one of the cliffs, and it's really sturdy construction, probably has been around for a long time. There's a lot of crates, barrels, and other goods out here. The doors leading outside just happen to be thrown open right now. There's nobody out here, and in the center of this platform that's hanging off the edge of the cliff and the tower is a very small version of the elevator that you and Sonny had gone on the cliffs, or some of you had gone on the cliffs. And it looks to be of similar construction. Right now there's a bunch of cargo sitting here that hadn't been unloaded yet, and there's a couple thousand feet down is the ocean.
Close. Where are they?
Well, an elevator is easier to protect than a lot of other things.
Yes. So we just have to wait for everyone to catch up.
Yep, and within about 30 seconds or so, you hear people running down the hallway, or a person running down the hallway, and rounding the corner about 30 seconds later is Vander with the spectral arms still kind of like floating in the air around him because they're still out from combat, and a somewhat flustered elf in full plate being bride carried.
You gods are perfect. Come on, come on, come on.
Yeah, boy, we move over the spectral arms.
Yeah, the spectral arms just wave. Okay. So what do you guys can do?
Start up that lift and get
As soon as
there.
everyone's on it.
You're sure? Yeah.
The boat is waiting for us.
I know the boat's waiting for us. I just mean, are you sure you want to leave your dad behind?
I think Kree turns back into Kree. This was the plan. This is what we set out to do.
I mean, but I thought you were lying, man, when you said we'd leave him behind. Like, I was for sure planning on going back to get it.
He wouldn't want us dying for him.
I don't know how you'd know that, but okay.
I did meet him before.
I met him too. He didn't look like a man who wanted to die.
He left me to save me. I don't think he's dead. I don't see any reason for them to think that he's related to this, but that fire was definitely interesting, but I mean, he's 300 years old, so he's probably alive, and this is what the plan was, so yeah.
Can you try sending him a message?
I used my last spell on that wand.
We can try once we get back.
Sure, yeah, days from now.
You're sure?
No. What are we gonna do? If it didn't work, then they have those things helping them. I don't know if you saw them, but they're not quite what I thought they would be.
The constructs?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have those at home. Have you not been inside the house?
No, I
You had
haven't.
stone constructs. You didn't have these like pure energy constructs.
Right. So that part would be weird, but
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's just a construct.
Giovanni was pretty scared of them.
We're going.
We don't have a choice. We don't have a choice at all.
We do have a choice. And if you want to go back there and try and fight our way through and fight our way back to see if we can save him, we will stand by you.
We've been pretty good so far. Did you see that shot?
I can sow chaos, but I can't do much in an actual fight. That would
Chaos
be
is helpful
defeating
here.
you
Did you
guys.
not see that?
Yeah, they're going to find us. We need to have something fast.
I'm gonna pull the lever.
Okay, let's go.
Pull the lever, Kronk. I mean, Vander.
But I just like, maybe we should do. Oh, okay, we're going.
Screw you, Kree.
Well, you pulled the lever, so yeah, the lift jerks and you start dropping at a decent, not super fast, but a decent rate. So.
If Vander doesn't get a daddy, Kree doesn't get a daddy.
Kree, are you okay?
We'll just have to see what happens.
Would you like a hug?
No, thank you. But I appreciate it.
Is this a bad time to have you critique my flirting?
This is a very bad time.
Because your father was not into it, and I just...
As you say that, Bree takes stuffed animal or stuffy of Gaspard and just starts like pulling out like small little fibers, like not destroying it, but just like poking out like frayed fibers, and just like that's what they're doing right now.
So yeah, you're all standing on this lift with a bunch of cargo it's quickly moving down, but you still have a couple thousand feet, so it's going to take a couple minutes. And you're now in a very silent setting. Some wind, not too much, as you're just moving down the ivory cliffside towards the waters. Does anybody look down yet to see if Sykes is there?
Yeah, Sonny looks.
None of you said it, so none of you actually. So,
Where else are we looking in this awkward silence?
I mean, I don't know, at each other.
I'm staring at Kree waiting for an answer. It's just...
Sykes has always been a reliable captain at the village.
Looking below, you do see the faint outline of the black ship.
That's our ship.
It looks like the lift gets off. It looks like what it leads to is a couple rocks that are jutting out of the water that are a makeshift dock. Like they're definitely not a dock by any means, but it's flat enough for this thing to land and continue moving the trips up and down. And it's close. A captain of decent skill could probably get a ship close enough to either deposit things on there using a gangplank or maybe sending a boat over or something like that.
One of those things like we don't want to make this nice enough to encourage people to
Exactly.
actually use it as a dock.
Exactly. So you're all making your way there as you have like this silence to think about what's been going on. So,
Because that's what we need.
yep.
So what were you two up to for this?
Canoodling.
So as you say that, well, actually, Vander, go ahead and answer really quick. I want to hear what Janet's going to do.
Let's talk about this on the ship.
Do you want to put your
Your girlfriend down.
Why do you two always do this?
Put your girlfriend down.
what?
She's not my girlfriend. I'll
This
put her
is
down.
not. Let Vander talk to us on the ship. We have lots of time to talk there.
So
On a long lift ride.
as they're making these comments and everything and stuff, you kind of notice that Sig hasn't talked in a while. When you look down at her, she's out. And she's more pale than normal, and you actually feel sticky blood on your hands. And you notice that it looks like somebody got her through one of the plates at one point, and she's still breathing, but she's passed out.
There's a paladin right here. Can you heal her, please?
I will cast Lay on Hands and give her 10 healing points.
10 healing points. Lay on hands.
Mhm.
Okay.
Just in case we need
I
it.
also have a
5
potion of
more.
greater healing.
I also have Cure Wounds, so I'll cast that as well.
Okay.
Um,
Tell me how much, please.
what's Cure Wounds? D8?
Yeah, 2d8 per level. Or 1 extra per level.
1d8 plus spell casting. So yeah, I'll cast it at second level.
Oh.
So that is 14.
Okay. So both of you provide an ample amount of healing, and she sighs slightly, which is kind of a common thing to go along with the spells when pain is relieved, at least even for an unconscious individual. She doesn't wake back up, and there seems like there's a decent amount of blood on you. So she's been healed. She's probably okay. She's out for the moment. And as you're shifting around, her rapier actually falls out of her hand, as does the other thing that she pulled from the bag, which is the rod-like item, but both clink to the deck. The rod thuds pretty heavily. The rapier just clatters. As soon as it leaves her hand, the kind of glow vanishes from it. Actually, out of curiosity, what's your AC?
15.
15? So when it leaves her hand, you notice that the blade is like drawn to you as it falls, and it tries to slice you by itself. But it goes like that, and the blade connects to you, but it doesn't do anything.
No.
And then it just clatters to the ground.
Oh, can someone get that?
Can I inspect the not the sword.
The rod?
The rod.
Yes, yeah, just do a, you can do an arcane or an investigation.
10 total.
It's not, you can tell that it's not a charged wand or anything like that, but it's some kind of a magical item. So it's spelled, but it's not a wand.
Okay. I will grab that, and then I guess I'll lean down and grab the rapier too, because you asked me to.
Okay. As soon as you pick it up, it emits a high shrill whine, and the white glow just reappears on the blade, like automatically.
Ooh. Magical chainsword. Cool.
All right. Cool. I'm gonna cut one of my sleeves off with the rapier to see what happens.
You can't.
Hmm.
It just goes, and like you hit, and you feel the physical force, like it's there, but it seems like it's not doing like damage.
Interesting.
Yeah. Can I examine that?
Yeah. Same thing, Arcana or Investigation, as you guys are making the last couple 100 feet.
20
20?
total. Yeah.
Yes. I will say that the best way for you to kind of know what this is, you've heard of it before, probably never seen it, but looking over the kind of flourished hilt on it, the rapier has an enchantment that is currently active. You don't know how to deactivate it or anything like that, or how it works per se, but any damage that it does is non-lethal right now. So it was specifically set in non-lethal damage mode.
Oh, it's like a stun. Okay, it's stunning. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
stun / like you can't stab someone with it. You can only do subdual damage. You could beat someone with it, but you can't kill them.
I'm gonna take some notes on that. I'm just gonna, log them away and be like, okay, this thing stuns. Like, I'd like to look into this. I wonder if I could like synthesize bullets that do this. And I'm just staring at that thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Vander, you can probably put together that she did it on purpose after the conversation that you had, because even if Halfpine doesn't share this, you can see that it didn't cut her sleeve and everything, and you're intelligent enough to kind of put the pieces together from the conversation that it was probably specifically done so she wouldn't kill the guards.
I'm smart.
You say that to the unconscious elf?
No. That's his brain.
Oh,
Vander
okay.
is so smart.
All right. Last couple hundred feet. Anything else?
I think
Cree.
Sonny's most...
Oh, I was saying I want to hug Cree, but
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, Sonny does too, but
yes.
they said no. I
Yeah. All right.
think Sonny's most just keeping her senses open for when she can feel her gods more directly again. Now that
Yeah,
they've
still
left the
can't feel
keep.
those. All right, so you make it the last couple hundred feet, and eventually the rickety platform thuds on the ivory rock that's jutting out of the sea, and you see the gaunt, couple hundred feet away, the pitch black ship sails down, and the whole crew is out on the deck watching you all. And the second that that platform connects, they all burst into an uproarious cheer and are clapping and cheering and whooping and stuff like that. And you see Sykes up at the wheel kind of like shaking her head, and she spins the wheel and they maneuver it over, and within about 60 seconds or so they get it close enough that two of the crew can throw a gangplank over to the rock, and they gesture you over as the ship's rocking and the gangplank's, wobbling between the two, but
This way, let's go. And then Sonny gets off the lift and just drops her disguise as she's going.
okay.
I'm gonna make sure everyone gets up the gangplank first.
Okay. Who's next?
Yeah, I'll just carry on.
Okay.
Before stepping off the elevator completely, he's gonna. Is there like a rope that powers the elevator?
Yeah, it's like a pulley system with counterweights and stuff like that.
Snip.
Okay. Yeah,
Very good.
you can snip the counterweight, which is going to fall here in a few minutes, but you're good for now. But yeah, you just okay. Yeah.
And then go
Heads
on.
over. And then you?
I'm going to stay back with Cass.
Okay.
Are we sure we're leaving?
I'm pretty sure
Their
we
dad.
can't
Are you sure?
go back.
Are you sure?
They could come some other way. I say we give it a little bit.
Okay.
Like, this is as fast of a getaway as we're gonna get, but
Okay. They don't seem very happy, and I don't like it when Kree is not happy.
Oh.
So, all right. If you say we should wait, I'll wait. But look at this, and I show Cass the sword,
that
and then I whack her as hard as I can.
And it's literally like somebody whacks you with a stick.
thank you for that half pint.
Are you two done?
Yeah, we're gonna wait a couple minutes for Daddy Gaspard, Daddy Kree, Daddy.
You do hear Vander say that he cut the rope, and the rope has fallen at this point. There is no connection to the upstairs.
But maybe there's another. Does there seem like there could be any other way to this dock?
There was the one lift.
Stairs?
No,
Featherfall?
there's the one lift, and these rocks are in the middle of the water. It's not
good.
connected to
Okay.
anything.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Half pint after you, my lady.
I really don't like this. I'll get on, but I don't like it.
Maybe they jumped into the ocean. We could pick them up partway through.
Or they're dead.
I'm trying not to think about that.
So you make your way onto the gaunt, and the second that all of you are on, the crew pulls the gangplank back, and Sykes begins to bark orders from the upper deck where she has her hands on the wheel, and the sails unfurl, and the gaunt is quickly turned to point out to open sea, and living up to its reputation, it takes off at decently high speed. The winds catch the sails, but some other element seems to be propelling it as well as it tears away from the cliffs that the city of Vinzor sits on. The crew has all quickly gone to their duties, and you find yourself kind of alone near where the gangplank was, probably giving you some space in general for a few moments, and Sykes is busy barking orders and navigating the ship away, but you are all kind of grouped together near the edge of the ship as you watch the bright ivory cliffs and fake white city on the top begin to pull away.
This is the craziest thing I've ever done.
You're still holding the elf. The passed out bloodied elf.
Yes.
We should see if they have a berth ready for us.
A what?
A berth, a place for us to stay.
I don't want to stay where somebody's had birth.
That's not the same word. That is not the same word at all.
How's it spelled?
E.
Oh, okay. Okay. I've read about those, I
A
think.
wide berth.
You dropped the elf. No.
I'm gonna go over to Cree. I'm gonna say, Cree, I know you're upset right now, and I don't know how to fix that for you. But look at how cool this sword is, and then I whap myself as hard as I can with it.
Okay, I think Cree shifts their backpack and their cloak and such and takes out the crossbow.
Oh no.
I need you to teach me how to use this better.
The crossbow? Yeah, sure.
For what it's worth, I don't think he's dead. I'm very confident that he's alive. He did say that he'd have his own way out.
He did, yeah.
But I don't know if anybody really expected that whole platform to become a vortex.
Not quite what I was expecting.
Yeah, that was
That
supposed
is
to just go kaboom. It wasn't supposed to, like, be an inferno.
There must have been something there it's reacted with.
Well, no, I think what happened is, like, you know how when there's a fire in the forest?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know how if you're, like, in the center of the fire in the forest?
No.
No? Well, okay. Well, you wouldn't because it's an oven.
I mean, in theory, yes.
Yeah, so, like, I shot it in there, and then it was trapped, and it just kind of, lots of heat, I think.
Or
He did have some new items with him. Maybe he prepared. We don't know.
I don't think if anything bad happened, I don't think the fire killed anyone. We didn't learn a damn thing about that lady, but she was there, and we know that she's powerful, and we know that something was different
Lady.
about this time.
What? Yeah, what lady?
What lady?
The lady from the vision?
The pink lady?
Yeah.
She's on my list.
Who is
She
the
was-
pink lady?
When we told you about the vision we had in Hayden, how we got to Orishire, she was the one who did it, we think.
Dwarf man, Talwyn, pink lady, on my list.
She was there.
Well, I guess we'll just have to see what happens. There'll be news eventually.
I just hope. I don't. If he's dead, I feel like it's because somebody questioned his loyalty.
He looked pretty loyal. He, like, held that old weird dude up, so. The racist one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
We will.
Mhm.
Then, you know,
I'm more worried about Fasty.
yes.
Fasty. Yes.
I
Tiefling woman.
suppose we'll just see what we hear. And all we can do for now is hope and pray, yes?
Sure.
I'm going to give Sykes her coin and let her know what our course is.
What is your course?
Back to Orishire?
Oh, really?
100%, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's like that they first step
Oh
is
no,
just get back to
mommy's
Orishire
gonna.
for a minute.
No, mommy's gonna be. No. No, I'm trying to get off this boat. Oh.
We're still there.
I mean, the whole point of going was for Orishire, so it's like we kind of need to at least go back to
Nobody
that.
told me we were going to Orishire.
Well, you
I'm
still
like
don't know
trying
yet.
to dive
So
off the boat.
Yeah, Song
We're-
hasn't said that part out loud. She said
Yeah,
she's
we're-
gonna talk to Sykes about their course.
We're wrapping up right now, but just given the severity of everything that's happened and the emotions and stuff like that, I don't want to just cold cut it right here or anything like that. So there's some great conversations going on. Anything else your characters are going to do, say, talk about? Sana, you're going to peel away and go do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna go pay the 1,000 gold Sykes wanted for this trip.
Okay. What's everybody else doing as you watch the cliffs kind of fade into the distance? The ship is moving at an impressive speed. So very quickly, the cliffs and the tower is fading away, and you do see a plume of kind of black smoke rising from it. But other than that, you can't really see anything as you speed
The
away.
place was made of paper, and I made a fire.
I was thinking we should have burned the entire place down.
It's burning down. We did it. We did it. We did it.
I'm sure some of the
Reed
crew is
starts,
just
like-
enjoying this.
Yay.
Do you want me to show you how to? Is there? I'm gonna look around and see if I can see any of the sailors. Is there like a place for me to fire a bow?
You just ask one of them?
Yeah.
I mean, not on the ship.
I'm gonna go up to the bow. Come on, we're gonna go up, and we're just gonna like shoot at things that fly by. I'll show you. It'll be like skeet shooting.
Kree literally casts Minor Illusion, their last spell slot, and just like creates a target that stays like on par with the boat.
Easy enough. You're gone.
Sailors are,
We're not doing it towards the ship.
no, just seabirds.
Oh,
Just
Oh, that makes
mind
sense.
them. They sailors would not be happy if you hit one.
but they're pesky. They poop everywhere. Why would they?
Just leave them alone.
Okay.
All right.
That's why you lost the guns. You killed all the sea.
So you two walk up to the bow of the ship to shoot at this target that you've conjured. Sonny walks off to pay Sykes and give Sykes the course. Sykes, by the way, as soon as you get to her, the first thing she does is decline the payment and push it away and say that she doesn't want the pay in the slightest, and we can go into that more later, but she'll accept the course and start taking you towards Orishire. That leaves the 2/3 of you near the gangplank. Are you guys doing anything?
I'm gonna head to the back of the boat and just watch the city burn,
Okay.
and then take my hat off and let it drop into the ocean.
Okay.
That's it.
And then Vander with the cargo in your arms.
He's gonna find the berth that Sonny mentioned.
Okay. Easy enough. And the crew is dressed in an almost stereotypical fashion of what you would expect of a pirate crew. Like it's over the top almost. And having first seen them, especially you like cheering and yelling on the ship and stuff, they seem like a pretty burly and like, energetic bunch. But you noticed ever since you got on the ship and the mood that you've all carried with you, they've been pretty quiet and respectful for the most part. And the second that like you all break up and move and stuff and they see you carrying somebody unconscious, one of the biggest humans there that is just rippling muscle, he just quietly pushes a door open and points for you into the back of the ship, and he'll lead you to a set of cabins actually on the inside that are decent quality, and he just gestures at any of the open ones and walks away and kind of leaves you to choose wherever you want to go, so you can use any of the cabins down here.
Whichever one.
Okay, so yeah, you can just pick a random one and you're just gonna put her on the bed, or
Yeah.
Okay,
He'll take off her armor and tend to her wounds if she has any.
Okay. You notice that, just fun fact, as you take the armor plating off, which is actually rather easy, she is wearing the dress underneath of it, like the original ripped dress, but the armor's on top of it kind of thing. So yeah, you can undo the armor, and you see that now healed, thanks to you guys are so casual when somebody gets hurt. You're just like, oh yeah, lay on hands, no big deal if someone's bleeding out.
It's happened a few times.
No, I know. It just means I need to hurt you more because you just didn't care about it. You're just like, heal, whatever.
No, we
like,
pulled
wait
a
till
man
we
off
lose
a
limbs.
sword.
Yeah, next time it's a limb. Your limb. Instead of the heart that I just ripped out of your chest.
Oh my god!
But yeah, you notice that there is a pretty nasty stab wound on her side that ripped the dress further, and it is freshly scarred over. So it has been healed, but she did take a blow at some point. So, but yeah, so that's where we'll leave everybody for the moment, unless there's any final notes.
I'm sad.
You're the one who prevented Kree from reuniting from their father.
No!
Oh
I
my
prevented Kree
God.
reuniting with the corpse.
I
The
do have to
corpse.
say, if you didn't save that cloak, Kree was gonna go like down a very dark path.
She's still wearing it. I've stayed
It's all bloody
You'll
and
get it back.
gross.
You'll get it back.
Magical, yeah.
Washes out.
I mean, I'm sure that considering the gentleman that Vander is, he's probably going to wrap her in that cloak as she's in the bedroom.
Oh,
so.
I'm patient. It's,
Okay.
It's just
okay.
not with the enemy.
Okay.
Do we level up?
You do actually level up, so everybody gets to increase one level finally after all that, even though there was no combat
Didn't have to
technically
fight.
that you were a part
Didn't
of.
have to fight.
Prepare yourself.
fight.
I mean,
the rest of
you
the
did a-
world.
You did trigger squeeze.
I did a murder,
Yes.
but I didn't have to fight.
Yes. But yeah, so you guys can level up. Make sure you have that done for next session, and then we'll pick up somewhere around here next week and deal with the emotional backlash of everything that just happened. So definitely have time to stew on that over this
I
week.
mean,
We're fine. We just
It-
swallow our feelings and pretend nothing happened.
Yes.
I
Exactly.
mean, next weekend will be a fun one for a haunting episode.
Yes.
Ooh, don't you dare!
Yes, please be sure to join us this upcoming Sunday for a very spooky episode of PDT. And Mythical Family in general has some cool Halloween stuff planned. So that leads me to typically what I do on my outro, which is if you haven't followed us on social media, please hop on Twitter, Instagram, all the different things that we're on. Follow us for all sorts of updates. PDT, Prismatic Dragonfly Tavern. This stream is only one of the many things that Mythical Family does, and we're spinning up a whole bunch of different shows. We just had our first mini painting stream. We have Gaslands every week, and a bunch of other really cool projects that are cooking in the works. We're not just about D&D or TTRPGs or board games or anything. Mythical Family is about creating diverse, inclusive spaces for gamers of all types, and we want you to join us. And then you get to share memes with us about the characters on the show and Heartbreak and all sorts of fun stuff, especially on our Discord. So if you haven't joined anything, you only join one, join Discord, please. But otherwise, hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you have a good night and hope you have a good week. And we hope to see you back here next time. So in the meantime, have a good night and we'll see you later. Bye.
Gaspard,
I sent you a